What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Spawncast episode 80. It's been actually kind of a quiet week. Was it just me, or did it feel like it was kind of a week of coasting for the most part for gaming?
Oh yeah, there was no damn news.
I would say, is it just me? Yeah.
No news, but I think there's been good games to play at least. It's everybody's still playing Assassin's Creed. No one's leaking anything.
Yeah.
I mean, or you're playing Buck Bumble.
I don't even know what Buck Bumble is.
It's a Nintendo 64 game.
It's a classic.
The more you don't know, the better.
Oh, okay, good. It's like the game.
Oh man, yeah, it was kind of a meme on OJ's channel, but it is a Nintendo 64 game. So it's from back in the day. It has one of the more iconic theme songs. But yeah, it was kind of a quiet week. I know, Sean, you probably felt it too, because you're probably like, what's that? What's going on out there?
Oh yeah, I definitely did. But today, we got that little the picture leak a couple hours ago, so that was definitely very nice. So
that was actually, what's funny is that actually happened at 5 a.m. this morning. Somebody messaged me and was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to take a look at this. This is about to go online." And I was like, "All right, let me check this out." And I looked at it and I was like, I don't know about this. I didn't say anything about it. And then all of a sudden, like 3 or 4 hours ago, it all of a sudden exploded online. I was like,
About 3 hours ago, when Nintendo Life retweeted it 3 hours ago, that was the first time I saw it. But as soon as I looked at those images, I was like, this looks pretty legit.
Yeah, they look good. I looked over them a lot. I don't know if it's gonna actually be announced soon, but it sounds like it might be. So we'll get into all of that here soon. Let me go through here. Jordan actually subbed in for Rax. Was going to join us tonight. He actually is not feeling too well, so hopefully Rax feels better. Jordan, last minute, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me on. How's it going, everyone?
Good. And then Nate, of course, with his stoic stare at the camera, joined us tonight. How's it going?
That's right. It's gonna maintain that perfect smile, not move.
And then we have Max, of course, Dreamcast guy. How's it going?
Hello. Busy with great games, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, you're actually reviewing a game that I'm very interested in this coming out this week. You said it on Twitter, so it's not a big deal, but you're actually reviewing Starlink. You just can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I can say that I have it, and I'm actually reviewing it on Nintendo Switch. So I'm actually going to be talking a lot about Star Fox, which is something I never thought I'd really talk this much about again.
Cool. All right, very good. And then Evan is with us tonight. How's it going, Evan?
Pretty good.
You've been playing an actual a current game this week, so that'll be good. We'll talk to you about that. No more For Honor or Overwatch this week.
Yep, finally something new worth playing.
Then OJ, Player Essence. What's going on, man? How's it going tonight? You're
good.
Buck bumbled out, I assume.
Yeah. That game's N64 games are a lot harder than you remember. Jesus, man. Like, getting my butt kicked.
You couldn't see that there was not a lot of draw distance back then.
Blur distance, that's what I would call it. Live stream blur distance, dude. But no, it was good stuff. No, Buck Bumble, man. You guys check it out. Like I said on Twitter, I think I'm the only person who's ever purchased Buck Bumble at 2 a.m. on Amazon. I claim to fame right there.
It's a strict stipulation, but I think that's your trophy, man.
Purchasing 2 a.m. Amazon Buck Bumble. Let's go. $13.
Wishbone, I'm about to look into that because you say the Spartan console will be at E3 2019.
Bullshit.
If it's there, if it is there, I'm going. All right, I'm going. I'm looking at that thing. I'm examining this quote unquote console.
I'll distract you. Take it apart. We're good.
Yeah.
Screwing it on the show floor.
Yeah, and then you heard Sean there. What's going on? What's going on tonight, Sean? How you doing?
Good. Playing a game that I did not think I would like, that I actually really like.
Yes, I'm actually amazed. Wait, did you play WW2 last year?
Yes, I did, and I didn't really like it, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I played Black Ops 3. I mean, I've played, dude, back in the day, like Call of Duty was my shit. Like Call of Duty 2 on the Xbox 360, hundreds of hours into it. Modern Warfare, I had gold guns on the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and the Nintendo Wii. I've played like every Call of Duty.
Dude, you played the Wii version?
Dude, I was a fucking beast.
Wow.
I was a beast on that. But yeah, like I just fell out of love with the series and whatever. But Black Ops 4, man, it's good. It's good. I'm pleasantly surprised.
It is a good game. It is a good game. We're going to talk about that a bit too, because that was that actually kind of took over a bit more than I thought this week. And what's interesting is no one's really talking about it. So maybe that means everyone's just playing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
It's dominating Twitch because I've been watching it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's playing it. A lot of the big streamers are playing it. You know,
and
so.
Ninja and them were playing it. So once he shifts over and brings like a couple 100,000 viewers, that alone like shifts all of Twitch right away.
Yeah, but I was watching a lot of different people play just because I wanted to kind of see what was going down. And yeah, it looks the view from watching it. It's cool to watch. I ain't gonna play it, but it's fun as hell to watch.
Well, let's jump in. Let's jump into what we've been playing this week. Let's talk about that because Sean was about to go off on a Call of Duty tangent there anyway.
Yeah. So Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I'm very surprised. I'm having a lot more fun with it than I thought I would. And of course I have to eat crow on this because I said something on Twitter like, "Oh, I wouldn't pay $60 for it. It's a $30 to $40 game in my opinion." And then I ended up getting a review copy, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, it's actually really fun." I mean, there's things I don't like about it, but I like it way more than Black Ops 3. I like it way more than I do WW2, and I really think that they nailed the battle royale stuff. Like, I think it's just, especially coming off of it's not going to mess with Fortnite. I think Fortnite is a separate beast. It's such a different game, but a game like PUBG, I think it's really going to take away a lot of PUBG players because it's like PUBG but more fluid and more fun, and it feels almost more familiar. Like, you don't have to be a battle royale expert to jump into the battle royale scene in Blackout to be really, to do a decent job at it. Like, my first few matches, I was doing really good, and compare that to my time with PUBG on my Xbox One S. It was like the game ran terribly, so it wasn't like I could do much with it. But yeah, like I got a lot to say about it. I'm hoping to have a video up maybe by tomorrow, maybe Monday. Just depends. I'll be capturing footage all day of it. So a lot of Black Ops 4 has been played. I've played some more Spider-Man because I kind of forgot that I had that game.
Oh my god, you forgot!
Oh my gosh, burn in.
Just busy, man. I'm so busy. But
Dude, I couldn't put that game down when I started it.
I played it for about an hour and a half today, actually before this, and just I'm still loving it. It's a great game, but I don't mind taking my time with it just because I got other stuff. Been playing Sinner on the Nintendo Switch. Did get my ass kicked, but I'm playing it. And of course, I'm still playing my Street Fighter arcade cabinet. No issues with it yet. It still runs great. Everything feels good. I love that thing.
Did you get WWE 2K19?
I haven't. I think I'm gonna wait for a price drop on it just because I have so much stuff to play. It's like I would buy it and then never probably touch it as much as I want to.
Maybe Black Friday it'll be down in price.
Yeah,
I feel like it was last year on Black Friday.
It'll probably be like $45 on Black Friday.
It was, but I've watched a lot of that on Twitch, and it seems like it seems like it's solid, but it seems really kind of glitchy and buggy. I've been watching a lot of that as well. Darkside Phil's been playing that. And it just seems like audio's all desynced and messed up, just weird random stipulations with certain things that are happening with the game, which I guess apparently always happens with the WWE game.
Well, recently, back when I think it was Ukes and Jax, who was making that? I think it was just Ukes and
which one are you referring to? Are you going with N64 or PS?
I'm talking about GameCube and PS2. Day of Reckoning, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And Here Comes the Pain, which I think is still the best wrestling game ever made.
Well, that was when they did 3 separate games on all. Remember, kiddies, when like you had Star Wars games and you had different ones on the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox, and then when the wrestling games came out, they all had their own individual wrestling games. Those were the good times because. Yes, there were varying degrees of quality, but a game like Day of Reckoning and Day of Reckoning 2 was definitely more realistic than the SmackDown series. And then the Xbox games, unfortunately, they never really clicked.
They felt weird. Yeah, they always felt weird. I don't know.
And it was like they couldn't find a good engine and like a good base to sort of build on.
They had the best graphics though. They always looked the best. Yeah.
You had Raw 2, and WrestleMania 21, I think it was, on there, and they just never really hit. But yeah, like ever since they've gone to the yearly format, it's just been a bigger and bigger decline. And then as you came upon the PS3 and the PS4, they tried to make the engines like too refined.
They fell apart.
Yeah, they tried to do too much, and it just ended up being terrible.
Yep. You want the best experience? Go get Here Comes the Pain on a PS2
or an N64 with Revenge
No Mercy.
and No Mercy, and those games. I still play those games for hours.
I think my mic is broken. Can nobody
No,
hear
you're
me?
good, man.
I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorry. Somebody in chat realized I had synced up the wrong mic, so I was trying to figure out if I was, what I was doing. Okay. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Hello.
You're good.
On the topic of Blackout, because I wanted to jump in there real quick. Yeah, the number one reason PUBG is totally dead now is because Blackout finally invented the first proper quick equip system, which is, I think, part of what you were getting at right there, Sean, which is the fact that you can just jump in and literally walk around with a gun, and everything you look at the ground, it just literally says like, okay, that's currently compatible with your weapon. Do you want to throw it on or not? It makes it where like I was more open to experimenting with guns I'd never tried and stuff because the whole game is just so streamlined. So I actually do think that Blackout is going to take. I do think it's going to take some people from Fortnite. I do just because of how easy it is to play and how fun it is.
I think if it was free to play, that's the biggest thing. They're charging 60 for it. It really, if they were looking a bit more into the future, if it was like free to play and it was something they built on for, the next decade or so, I think it would be something that would really pull from Fortnite then. But Fortnite's biggest advantage is it's free.
Well, my thing is, if they would have, like we were talking about last night, if they would have, and it may have hurt overall game sales, but I still feel like there's going to be people that just specifically want to play, TDM and zombies and stuff like that. But if Blackout would have been its own separate thing at like $30 or $40, they would have fucking killed it.
I'm betting on it right now, and you guys can quote me, and if I'm wrong later, you can throw it in my face. But I 100% think that we're going to see a free-to-play version of Blackout appear in about 6 months, because I think that they want to have the standalone Battle Royale system, so whenever they start trying to show whatever the next Call of Duty is, they still have this freestanding, already existing, already designed Battle Royale thing that they can just keep feeding new content into. And then, like, when Blackouts dies out in a couple months, or when Black Ops dies out in a couple months, they'll still have Blackout to lean on.
I feel like they did a really good job with the map too. Like the map just feels like there's so many little nooks and crannies, and like the whole asylum place. Like I stumbled across the asylum, which I guess is a popular spot for people to drop. I usually try to drop in little weird areas and shit like that. But like when I found this asylum, it's like this huge place to explore, and it's like almost the size of like just the asylum is like the size of the freaking TDM map.
Have you been to the construction site? Because that's a tower with multiple floors. It's awesome.
And an elevator that can take you to the top, and you can wingsuit off it. It's crazy.
I haven't. I need to go there tonight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's good though. It seems like everyone just really likes the Blackout mode though. Like if it didn't have Blackout, would it still be that game? Good. Would it if it had a campaign instead of Blackout? Would you still be interested in the game?
Whew. That's tough. Yeah.
Whew.
I was the one saying it was okay that they didn't do a camp. I was like, dude, you guys are. It's okay that everyone, when everyone was tripping that they were like, oh, no campaign. I was like, bro, this is the best decision they've made.
Well, OJ, it feels like it's missing it when you actually go into the game itself. It feels like there was a campaign heavy into development and they took it out because it really feels like there's supposed to be story for the characters.
So you think they turned around and said Blackout instead and threw that in?
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you at this point? Everybody's talking about how Battle Royale is the greatest thing ever, and now you have all the Battle Royale streamers streaming the game. Like you ain't gonna have Battle Royale streamers streaming the campaign. They're not gonna do that.
I'm saying it hurts the game, but it'll boost the sales. So I think it's right in the profit, but I'm saying the game is definitely lower quality because it's missing it.
Yeah, so when you try the single, when I tried out the single player stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, there's cutscenes. Well, maybe there's something to it. It's like, all right, we're gonna teach you how to use the character, and we're gonna put you into TDM. And I'm like, what?
Well, those cutscenes are weird too, right? Because you can tell that they were originally part of like a 20-hour campaign. They're setting up this universe, and then the cutscenes just stop, and it turns into a training mode, and it's like, there was a game here.
Yeah, it's interesting to say. So Max, you would say that Call of Duty is gonna sell more than Battlefield 5?
I still think that this is going to be a lower selling Call of Duty than they're probably expecting. I think it's still going to be like 20 million units or something absolutely bonkers, but I think it's going to be lower than World War II was.
You're hearing it here first. Call of Duty is going to be the best selling game this year.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, right.
Over Red Dead Redemption 2 and everything.
It's going to sell 800 times what Spider-Man did, and Spider-Man's a better game.
I don't think I think people are overestimating Red Dead's sales. Like a lot of people seem to think that Red Dead is gonna be like freaking GTA 5 or something.
Red
That's
Dead's
like,
never sold as well as like even the first one didn't sell anywhere near as well as a GTA.
yeah. So yeah, it'll sell, but it ain't gonna be no GTA numbers. I think Call of Duty, especially with the streamers hopping onto it, the big Twitch people. But I mean, they're kind of right to be doing it because it's a good game. I'm glad that they're playing a game that's actually enjoyable.
So Evan, you're playing Call of Duty, which is weird to me because you've never played a Call of Duty. I don't think.
The last one I played was Modern Warfare, first one, not 2, not 3, the first.
But
one.
I don't think you didn't play it on PC, did you?
No,
You played
No,
it
that
on like PS3 or something, I think.
yeah, that was back with that was way back. Freaking, my friend had it, and we just played it a bunch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember you ever really playing Call of Duty. This is like the first time I played Call of Duty in forever.
Yeah, the beta won me over because genuinely I was thinking of just skipping it completely, but then they released the beta on the Blizzard launcher, and I just said, screw it, I can check it out, 10 gigs or whatever the early download was until it upped to 70 or some ridiculous number that it decided to go with. And it was so smooth and the gameplay was so perfect. And once you start noticing all the little nuances, because the map, yes, it's incredible, but the way they designed the guns around the map to also keep that small scale space accessible, and you don't feel like someone could be sitting on a mountain 100 kilometers away and he's just going to pick you off in the head, because that's how the guns work. The bullet drop is ridiculous in the game. You're just catapulting things and they'll drop 100 feet away from you. It's so weird, but it works.
Okay, yeah, it's fun. I wish it had crossplay. That'd be cool. But yeah, everyone seems to be enjoying it pretty much everywhere. Everyone's watching it, so good for Activision, I guess. Treyarch and everyone saw that $50 battle pass, right?
Oh yeah.
Man,
I started dicking around in the store and I was like, yeah, I'm not spending money on any of
that's the biggest fear with it, since it's still Activision. It still has that moment where they're like, oh, thank God we scrapped the single player and we gave you this battle royale. Now the next 3 battle royale maps will be packaged together for $80. Enjoy. And you're just like, oh, damn it.
I 100% think that that's what they're going to do, is instead of trying to go the loot crate microtransaction route that they went with World War II, they're going to lean away from the cosmetic stuff and just rush maps. I definitely think that it's just going to be map pack.
But then they're going to start separating their player base.
Yeah, and because they'll give you more maps, more people will go to those, which slows down the actual matchmaking for the original map, which causes problems and makes people go like, I guess I have to buy it.
It is, yeah. So it's that, and I also think that they're going to probably be expensive. I think it's going to be like $20 map pack. So it's one of the things where, yes, a lot of people are going to quit, but also the players that stick around end up just tripling the amount of profit you made off them.
That's always been their biggest problem, is separating, is like breaking up their fan base or their player base. It's always like weird to do that. That's why I think Fortnite's done a good job. Yeah, so yeah, Call of Duty is good this year. It is. You have to see if you're in the battle royale. I think it's worth it. If you're not, it's like I've been playing a lot of the regular multiplayer. It's still fun, but it's still Call of Duty. So
yeah, I do miss. I would say one of the negatives is I miss, like in Modern Warfare, like I could just set up with a sniper and like just wreck people, and it's like, are there even sniper rifles in this game?
Yes.
Like,
They're rare, and you can even craft assault rifles to be almost as good.
Yeah, and if you get really good at them, you can actually you can be a monster in this game if you get good with sniper rifles.
Yeah, you can run around and no-scope people pretty much and just ruin them. So
like
certain sniper rifles is one
console,
shot above the waist. One shot above the waist. Yeah.
I just feel like I'm running constantly in the game, and it's like, it's not bad. Like, at least there's none of those stupid jumps like in Black Ops 3. I hated that game. Jesus.
Dude, a lot of people don't talk about it now, but what is it? Advanced Warfare? I bought that off a clearance rack. That game was too fast. Like, you're constantly, everybody was jump jetting, jump sliding, jump wall running. So because of it, everybody was just literally flying around like they were on crack all the time.
It was like that what was that game that came out? Brink?
Oh,
the 360.
Oh no.
It reminded me of that.
Oh, that game died so fast too. Evan, you were like so excited for that game when it was coming out. You were like, "This is gonna be the best game ever."
Well, it was fair. The mechanics in it I loved, but then it came out and everyone was like, wall running and all that crap. It's bullshit. Never put it in any games. And then every FPS for the next 5 years was like, wall running. I think we should do something with that.
It was the wall run. It's that the maps were really messed up. Since it was built so much around the offensive and defensive system, one team almost always won. Certain maps had 99% win ratios and stuff.
That was Bethesda, Brink.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
interesting.
Bethesda Publishing. That was Splash Damage making it specific.
But that's the publishing though. But so obviously they were looking, that some quality controls got to be done by Bethesda on there. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who publishing it.
Their form of quality control was a lot of people complained about it, and they immediately shut down funding. That was it. Rather than waiting to see if it gets balanced or retweaked or anything, it was immediate. Just stop. All money gone. Cut it.
Gaming Overlord, real quick before I go to Nate. Nate, you're on deck for what you've been playing this week. Gaming Overlord says Starlink, Dark Souls Remastered, Sinner Sacrifice Redemption, and Valkyria Chronicles 4. So many games coming. What games will you guys be getting? Do you guys have anything you're getting this week? I think I'm picking up Starlink, that's for sure. But
I've beaten all those. I just realized I've beaten all those. So I have my review of Sinner Sacrifice Redemptions going up Tuesday. So I'm gonna just mumble that maybe you should definitely buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got Dark Souls pre-ordered. I've got Starlink pre-ordered. I've been playing Sinner. So yeah, busy boy. And there's a bunch of what's coming out that nobody's talking about? Mutant Football League.
When is that out?
I think it comes out at the end of this month. And I really liked that game on the PS4. Really good game, under the radar sort of game, but if really fun. And I'm really looking forward to the Switch version because it has like a bunch of extra content that they added. It's like the game of the year sort of, definitive edition or whatever BS they have. But I think it's going to be really fun.
I'll check that out too. That sounds interesting. Maybe it has online.
It does. The original. Well, the PS4 one did, so I would assume this does.
Oh, cool. Okay, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to check out. That'll be fun. Yeah, I think the only thing I'm really looking forward to right this second for next week is Starlink, unless I'm missing something. Because after that, I know Red Dead is out. Yes, that's Red Dead's the 26th, I think, right?
26th. Yep.
Yeah, so it's not next Friday; it's Friday after. Okay, I'm in for that. And then, of course, random stuff pops up on the eShop every day. So we'll see.
You never know what's going to pop up there.
We'll see. What about? Let me go to Nate. Actually, Nate, what have you been playing this week, man?
I've been playing the game of the year, and that is Nickelodeon Kart Racers on the Switch.
There's an entire Reddit thread that says no one should buy that game right now.
What?
Well, if you want to get like drunk, stoned, and race around as Arnold while shooting Reptar with milk bottles and having the Pigeon Man carry you across the stage, then this is the fucking game for you.
Oh my god, this sounds so amazing.
Yeah,
look, he's about to buy it right now.
No, I'm buying Mutant Football League. It comes up the 30th. It's only $30. $30 physical.
Everything Nintendo. I'm actually not a big Soul Calibur person, so I might check it out just to see it, but I'm not a big Soul Calibur.
On Twitch, I was watching it.
Yeah,
it's so fun. Like to watch people play.
Dude, I'm a monster at Soul Calibur. I wrecked. I think I lost 3 matches in the beta, so I'm buying it. I'm probably not going to review it, but I'm just going to buy it. And play
is that the game where the beta had a DLC character in it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It was the pre-order. What is it? It's the pre-order character. The character that'll be locked out by pre-order was in the beta for free.
Me and that's wait, who makes Soul Calibur again?
Bandai Namco.
Oh man. All right. That'll be fun to see how. Yeah. I don't comment nice things about some of their stuff sometimes. So.
That's fine. They don't.
Well, it's like DLC stuff.
Companies don't care that much.
I just recently mended fences with Capcom, so I probably shouldn't be getting in trouble with Bandai Namco now.
I mean, shit. I'm obviously in the doghouse because I never heard anything about Mega Man 11. Like, damn.
Yeah, you did. You picked up? No, you got.
I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. I bought it digitally so that I could have a timely review and not get screwed over. And then it didn't even unlock till 3 a.m. I thought it was going to unlock at 12 a.m. Eastern, and I'm like, great. I'll play it for like 3 or 4 hours, finish it in the morning. Boom, good to go. And I was like, no, we'll unlock it at 3 a.m.
They should have sent it to you and made me buy it because you said way nicer things about it than I did.
I loved it. Yeah,
they messed up.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it too.
Mega Man 11 is exactly what people wanted from so nobody should say anything. I don't care if you didn't like it or not. Nobody should say anything bad about Mega Man 11.
Well, and also I think it's accessible. I think some of the 9 and 10 got too hard, so I think it was smart of them to be like, all right, we're gonna do a new graphics engine. You can buy upgrades, and there's a super easy mode that literally carries you out of the holes you fall into.
Yeah, like it's anyone can play it. Like a freaking kid who's never played Mega Man, or like the most diehard Mega Man person in the world. Like there's a difficulty for everyone.
It's in my bottom third of Mega Man games.
You're crazy. So many Mega Man fans love it. Like Gilly loves it. Brazzle the gamer, who's a freaking nut about Mega Man, loves it.
I like it.
OJ loves it. Jordan loves it.
I could not care less about Mega Man.
Oh
See?
my God.
He
Kick him
loves
off.
it.
Love it. Buy it.
Remove from call. There we go.
I've been watching speedruns of the game because people are really starting to kind of, get through it and speedrun, and it looks so cool. Like, and there's harder difficulties. Even if it's too easy, you can play the harder difficulties. It's exactly. Remember when Mighty Number 9 was coming out and it was like, take that, Capcom, we finally got our Mega Man. Like everybody wanted Mega Man to come back. They said even if it was just a basic smaller Mega Man, that's exactly what it is. So it's cool. It's great. I really do like watching people play. Like I'm not like a huge Mega Man dude, but it's really great watching. Like I've watched people speedrun the whole thing, and I think it's fantastic. I like the designs, the levels. I think it's really cool.
Music is good.
Music is fantastic. The balloon stage or whatever is really cool.
That's the only stage I hate. I did not like the bounce. The bouncing mechanic is weird. And actually, a lot of people say it's their favorite stage. I did not like, even though I'd figured it out, something about just like, you don't even die on that stage. You just keep getting stuck in loops. That annoyed me.
I think I was just hoping for them to come back with a little more is all. Like Mega Man 3, they introduced sliding. Mega Man 4, you can charge your buster. I think it's Mega Man 6, you can fuse with rush. Mega Man 11, there's nothing.
Man, busting out the history books.
I'm talking to a Mega Man guy here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like people didn't want them to reinvent the wheel, though. They just wanted Mega Man to come back. That's all.
That's true. They did bring him back, but then they introduced a double gear system that wasn't even needed. Like it didn't really do anything.
It might not be needed. It helps the casuals, but it also greatly increases the potential for the speed run group, just because it does have limited use. You do have to wait for recharges and you can overheat it. So if you need to use it for a certain stage to get past a certain point faster than you could at any other point, you need to know that by the time you need to use it again, you'll have it.
Well, so when you beat the game, they give you a thing that nothing overheats.
Yeah, but you don't have to keep that on. That's the thing.
My thing is, as a very casual fan of Mega Man, I loved it. Like I love Mega Man X a lot more, and this felt like a cool mix of X and Classic. It felt like I could do cool slides and do levels, and a lot of the bosses sort of had an XE vibe. So it was one of those things where it felt like that fusion I wanted.
Right. No, I'm not saying it's a bad game. If I had to rank Mega Man games, it was in my bottom 3, or bottom third. I should say. But that's not a bad thing.
Is nostalgia playing into that though?
Maybe.
Because you obviously played a lot of Mega Man growing up.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Mega Man.
See, I was never huge into the series as a kid, so
Never a Mega fan.
Maybe, but I liked 9. I liked 9 a lot. 10 was okay. 10 was but I like 9 a lot.
I did notice that no one's talking about a big game that came out for the Switch this week. The World Ends With You. What's going on with that?
I'm so sorry about that.
I've been playing a lot of it at this point.
You're bringing up The World Ends With You.
Can I talk about it?
Yeah.
Because at first, like the controls were just really like jarring for me when I was playing it, and I think if you get some more time with it, you can get used to the controls on the docked, not portable mode is fine. It plays just like the mobile phone version and plays kind of like the DS version, but the DS version is, I honestly don't like the DS version because people are trying to say, "Oh, go get that." I'm like, no, don't play the 3DS. In my opinion, that version is
the DS
weird.
It's great. Well, and the DS version is really interesting because you can also set it to sections of it. You can autoplay, like you're doing 2 separate battles at once. You can set the upper screen battles to be auto, so you can actually set up her spells, and then she'll just fight on her own, and you just have to control the bottom screen.
I just want to say real quick, Eric, I see you there. I'm gonna go over super chats at about 10 o'clock just to keep the conversation on track. Thanks. Go ahead.
I don't know. For me, it was just kind of wonky playing with like. I was never a huge fan of the original controls in the DS. I played the mobile version, so I thought it was better. And then the Switch version basically gives you the same controls as you'd play in the mobile, and it gives you the new control option with the when you're playing docked. So I've been playing it, got more used to it, played it in my living room, and I had a better experience than playing it so close in my office. So I've been playing it, and I actually really like it. But to me, World Ends With You is never controlled great, in my opinion.
I actually have a lot to say about this game, but whatever you got, keep going, guys. You're fine.
But I do really like it, and I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna beat it through. I purchased it, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna keep playing. I've beat every single version of The World Ends With You. I've beat it on everything that it's came out on. Like I even replayed it on the 3DS for some reason that I didn't need to, but I did. So I've beat every single version of it, and I plan on going through and beating the content and playing it through. So I've gotten used to the controls, but they're definitely not good. But I've gotten used to them on the dock. That is dock. Portable mode, it's fine. Portable mode, it works great. It works like the mobile phone version.
Sure. Okay. Nate, you sounded like you were a little offended there. Actually, you sounded like you were beating.
Yes, just a little offended for the hate of the DS version.
I'm sorry. I don't like using a D-pad and a stylus and looking back and forth and doing like 5 different things at once. I'm sorry that people like to play games like
It's just the Naruto hand gestures, man. You just got to real quickly do each symbol.
I'm a Hokage, but I'm not that good. I'm not that fast. Like, I mean, I can play. I've played the DS
What
version.
type of Hokage are you? Come on.
Man,
even the third in his geriatric years could have done the DS version.
You guys go back and play. See, I don't think you'd be so fond of it.
I think okay, so I think OJ, are you and I the only ones that bought the game here, OJ? World Ends With You. I didn't ask Nate if he'd bought it.
You got a review code, right?
I rented it.
You rented it. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so I got the game, right? It was $50. Sean's not gonna buy it. The price is high for what they did. I think the port is bad for a game that really could have used a good port, because this might annoy some people. I don't think the controls have ever been a bright spot for The World Ends With You, like ever.
I agree. No, I agree with you.
But the problem I have with what Square is doing, because they have a history of lazy ports, we just covered them moving Chrono Trigger to the PC, and everyone made mad because they just took the phone version and moved it over. And now they're basically doing something extremely similar here. They added some extra content that essentially alludes to a sequel. If anyone, I'm not spoiling it, but it essentially alludes to a sequel. They're putting it out for $50. They should have. I look at this and it's not a $50 effort from Square. I'm not telling anyone not to buy it because I want there to be a sequel, but I look at it and I don't see $50 worth of effort. I think this should have been a $20 digital only game, and then I would have felt a little better about it because I'd have been like, you know what, they moved the portable version over. That's fine. You play it in handheld mode if you want, and it's the same experience. I don't know why this game is $50.
It would have been the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. It should have been treated like that. Like, here you go. If you want it, there it is. We're not doing a bunch with it. We're being real straightforward. This is a discount experience.
Hey, people can buy it. I don't have a problem with anyone buying it, but this is I just don't know what Square was doing here. This is a game that they really should have, if they respected this game, they should have gone out there and actually put some real time into trying to figure it out. I mean, they spent how much time taking it from a dual screen game and making it a single screen game? I mean
at the very least, do it for $20-30 digitally. Do a $40 physical that comes with some extra physical goodies. I think people would have been a lot happier. With the amount of games that have come out recently and that are coming out, $50 is just way too damn much. Like,
that game is $10 more than Torna.
Yeah, I can sit here and
what
better.
you can buy like so many games for $50, and it's like, oh man, like
this thing didn't even come with a manual, no art book, no nothing. What is
that? Being said, that being said, it's still. I mean, a lot of people are harping on the price. It's still The World Ends With You. It's still a really good game. Like at the end of the day, it's still The World Ends With You. It's still a really good game. I mean, I don't just because $50 doesn't mean it's not a good game anymore, though. It's always been a good game, though.
But I think we're just saying it's overpriced for how shoddy the port is.
And I get it, but I don't understand. Like it's just.
Especially when I could buy it on iOS or the DS for cheap.
You're not going to do that, though. Most people, people want to play it on Switch. People talk about the iOS version. The iOS version's been out forever. Nobody played it. Now some people, I'll get the iOS. No, you're not.
I bought the DS version back in the day. That was like a first week buy for me. And I bought it back in the day, too. But the iOS version, it's the mobile phone version. I don't think it's free. They also added I haven't been able to check it out outside of just by myself, but they added a co-op mode that's but it's still in there.
You can do it by yourself, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do it by yourself.
It's even worse that it's like, what's going on now? Like, 'cause
Yeah, I did. I tried it out. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'll probably play one. Like,
it's really. I see this as Square taking advantage of the niche fan base. Is all I see here.
I wish it was a little bit cheaper for, because $50 is, I mean, I got it for 40 just because, Best Buy Gamers Club.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can like wait, I mean, you can always just wait for a price drop, and when the price drops, all of a sudden it's much better. So that's the reason why I'm not so harped up on price, because you don't gotta buy things day one. You can literally just.
I think I'm mostly annoyed with the lack of effort when it comes to porting it for that price. Like, I feel like $50. When I heard $50, I got kind of excited because I was like, maybe are they putting the effort into this, or are they just going to put out $50 and just
what do you think that, I mean, like for the controls, because I talked about, it would be tough because the game was built as a touchscreen based game. What do you think that they could have done for more of an effort that you're saying for the port?
I honestly, why can't you just use the control stick to control your character and then have either auto aim or targeted aim, and then have a shortcut with button presses from Z? I actually was writing this down and mapping it out. I was like, this is how they could have done it.
Well, because
they didn't.
That's the way we controlled the top screen on the original game by using D-pad combinations. And so when I saw the port, the fact that it was like just when you're playing the mobile version of it, it's just the cell phone version. I was disappointed that it wasn't just some sort of like tap R to target nearest enemy and then pressing a combination of buttons to use your magic.
Mm-hmm.
What's really weird. I'm sorry. What's really weird is you can use the control stick to remove your character around in the overworld, but then you lose that function when you go into the battle.
Yeah, I think what they could have done, and I talked about this, like adding pro controller support, then adding maybe button combinations. That might have been. I think something tells me that they felt that they tested that out, and maybe it wasn't working as well for them, or maybe they couldn't get it figured out, because it just seems like they would just at least try it or test it to see if it worked.
So the thing is, I have sources that are saying that basically Square Enix is at a point where Square wants everything on the Switch. They are literally rushing as fast as they can to put everything on the Switch. So it does make
it like they like JRPGs.
Well, it makes me a little bit worried that they're just throwing stuff out before they had a chance to, in this case, fully test it. Like, there probably was a better route, but the high ups at Square just said, no, put it on Switch. They'll buy whatever. So I kind of agree with that, because it definitely feels like they could have done more, and they could have spruced up the graphics a little bit and done some things. But I think it's almost it's like a cash grab in the sense that they don't have anything else to put on the Switch until they start putting all these Final Fantasies on there. So they wanted something, because I'm sure those Final Fantasy ports are going to be awesome. Like, I have no fear of that, but just how quick it was. Like, hey, The World Ends With You is coming out. Oh, hey, it's coming out in like a couple months. Yeah, there you go. It was like so freaking fast.
No, they announced it back in January, I think.
No, what did they?
I saw it.
I thought it was at E3, wasn't it?
No, it was at the Nintendo, the Mini Direct. They announced
the Mini Direct. Oh yeah, they showed the Mini Direct. Yeah, and then it was how long ago was it that they said there would be no Pro controller support?
Oh, they never said what?
That was like 2 months, 3 months ago, right? And they were like, "Oh yeah, there's no Pro controller support," and everyone was like, "Wait, what? There's no what?" And then they were like, "Single Joy-Con support," and we are like, "What?"
I think that was like a month ago. They took.
Yeah, I think it just kind of came out like in an interview. No, I think someone sold on the site, right? It was like no Pro controller support or something, and it was like, wait a minute, what did I pre-order? I think it's mostly disappointment, because the one thing that everyone talks about this game are controls. If the controls were what people may have wanted with a Pro controller, everyone would just be talking about how you got to go buy this game.
Yeah,
that's the thing that annoys me, because this game is awesome. Everyone should play it. And if it wasn't for the controls, everyone would be playing it right now, because I would have become the world's best salesman in that video for this game, trying to tell everyone to go out and buy it.
That's what I said in my live stream because I live streamed the game for about almost 2 hours, and I was like, yeah, it would just be just controls. But like I said, it's still. You can still, like I said, if you play the game portable mode, it's still great. It's just like the mobile version, but better. Just so, I mean, it's still a really good game. But yeah, hopefully, I don't think they'll actually add Pro Control support. I don't think they're going to go back to the game at all.
I mean,
I think it is what it is.
I think they dropped it and they're moving on. I think we may get a small patch later on, like they did with Chrono Trigger, where they like round out some of the more glaring flaws. And then
let me give everyone here a little bit of a glimmer of hope. When Chrono Trigger came out on the PC, it got massive pushback to the point where they went back and updated that thing 5 or 6 times to fix it. So if you're not happy with it, go tell them you're not happy with it. That's all I can tell you, because Chrono Trigger this reminds me very much of Chrono Trigger on the PC is what I'm gonna tell you. So there's that. I would like to think that they could do something, but we'll see.
I don't know. I think we're going to return to this topic about Square and shoddy ports in like 6 months when Final Fantasy X and X-2.
Oh, dude,
$50 on
Do not
Switch.
say that.
And
No,
people
don't
say,
say that.
"Oh my God, it's $15 on the PS4. Why are they $50 on Switch?" And people
Oh,
are going to
no.
complain. And
I won't mind. So my thing is, I don't mind paying 50 or even $60. Hopefully not, my God. But as long as it runs well, my thing is, I just want to make sure it's as extremely smooth as possible.
It was 40 when it came out though on PS4, right?
Well, I think I
It
know
was 50.
12,
50? Okay, yeah.
12 already has a price point of 50 on Amazon.
What? Oh, 12. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean it's $15 on the PS4 right now,
Well-
but it was 50 when it came out.
Yeah, and it's also
Yeah.
this is the new version that a lot of people haven't gotten to trade right before, which has the triple speed and the new Trials dungeons and stuff. So for $50, it's a steal of a deal.
And for the record, the Xbox One version is also listed at 50. Like that's a game I'm really looking forward to, because I think that's a game that I'll like. And I have to play X2 because of that stupid song.
That's the thing. Keep an eye out on the Xbox
Whatever.
prices as well, alongside the Switch prices. They're going to be the same. So
The fact that you can take 12 Zodiac Age anywhere that you want, it makes it a no-brainer on. So as long as it's a clean port, it makes it a no-brainer on Switch.
Dude,
That
I'm gonna
game's awesome.
I'm gonna auto grind it all the time. I'm gonna literally just be like in the in-game dungeons grinding over and over again. Like if it's portable, hell yeah.
yeah, that's gonna be fun. I wonder I still feel like 7 is coming out first.
Yeah.
I think it should, just because of the Smash stuff, even though
Yeah, that I just think it's also historic and iconic for that
Well,
to show up. You know, So-
I also think it's the easiest to port because they already have all the main code still completed for other ports of Final Fantasy VII. They've already put it on Steam, cell phones, the PlayStation 4, and now they're moving over to Switch. Like they've already shoved that into a lot of different boxes.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Mm.
Let's do it. I'm buying them all.
you know what? I think I'm gonna play it. I think I'm gonna play it because
Play what?
it's Final Fantasy VII.
You've never
my
played
God.
5? Oh
No, bullshit. I've played it in
Oh,
deep,
okay. What's the problem then?
and I did not think it was all that.
Okay.
We better, and I'm calling it now, chat, you got to hold him to it. He better have to beat it again on Switch, and I want to see a video called I Was Wrong About
Oh,
Final
man.
Fantasy
Fuck
VII.
you. Hell no, never. My pride will not allow that.
Did you play 12, Sean?
No.
Oh, okay. You'll like 12. 12 is good. I like 12.
Really the last one I played was 10, I think.
10. I like 10 a lot too though. 10 was
I
good.
did like 10, but yeah, I don't think I've played any really since then. It's hard. I mean, it's hard for me because I kind of have gaming ADD sometimes.
I mean, Spider-Man's not done yet, and that game's like
Right.
20 hours. So yeah.
So like just to sit down, like I could play an RPG on my Switch like nothing. Like I've played so many 3DS and beaten so many 3DS RPGs, like all the Dragon Quest and shit like that. It's just something about being able to like lay in bed and just sit there with the screen and you'll play for a couple hours, like versus looking at a television. I don't know. It's weird. It's just like a weird mental thing I have, but I've always liked RPGs on handheld more so than on TV, especially as I got older.
Well, let me tell you this. Another game that I actually finished earlier this week, was Dragon Quest 11. Finished it, hit the credits. There is, by the way, another 30, 40 hours after the credits, which is ridiculous. But I'm done with that. And I think if you're waiting for it on the Switch, you're going to like it a lot because it is a good game. It took me about 70 hours to get there though.
God damn.
So you're gonna be that the Switch might be good for people who are gonna be mostly doing handheld. The one thing I will say about this game though, I didn't have to grind that much. There wasn't a lot of grinding. I think I finished the game at level 50. And a lot of it was just me, moving around throughout the towns and stuff and fighting normally. I think there was one part where I maybe battled for about half an hour to level up, but I was happy with it. I think it's good play.
I also think it's a game that does grinding well, and that grinding is fun when you have to do it. Like just the battles, like even random battles running in circles in a field feels fun. So at least it's not like a slow, grindy game.
Yeah.
I want an RPG to whenever you have to grind to implement the song by the Clips, Grinding, and like that just plays the whole time, like grinding, but you know what I keep, and like that's all that plays while you grind throughout the game. Obscure reference, but hey, you know.
I'll Google it later.
I don't.
Yes.
Nobody wants that, Sean.
I do. And if I'm the only one, that's fine.
So I'm gonna pick this up again on the Switch because I think there's gonna be some extra stuff in it, which is cool because it's Dragon Quest 11S, I believe, right now. So yeah, that's how much I liked it. I'll play through it again on the Switch, just for that extra stuff that they'll probably have. That's why I'm not doing the end game for this one because I'm gonna play through it again and then I'll do the end game on the Switch version. But beating the game only got me, I think, a little less than half the trophies also. So there's a lot of game left that I could go through.
Speaking of trophies, I just platinum Shenmue 1 and 2 finally. I did like the last couple side quests for both those this week, and man, those games are so fun.
Fancy. One game that I have not played yet that I really want to, and I was hoping Nate, you had played it because I think you're the only other one here with a PlayStation VR. Astrobot. I have not played it yet.
Yeah, I haven't touched that.
Oh man, I was hoping you had played it.
I did play some VR ping pong game on PSVR. I forgot the name of it.
VR ping pong game. Yeah, my problem with VR is I got to hook it up, and I don't feel like hooking it up. Even though everyone tells me the Astrobot really is that good. I think it's got like 9 out of 10s all over the place, and it's like a high 80 or low 90 on Metacritic. So I want to play it. I got to hook up the PlayStation VR. I don't feel like doing that.
There's only one game for PlayStation VR that I'm looking forward to now. That's Borderlands 2.
Okay.
Which, even though it's another release of Borderlands, it's going to be $50. This is just basically their last stitch effort to get the rest of their final funding for Borderlands 3 next year. That's the only reason it's $50.
Well, Borderlands VR doesn't have multiplayer. What the hell is the point?
I love Borderlands by itself without playing with people too. So I'm totally down to just be in that world in first person. I think that's going to be so much fun just being in that world. And I do wonder if it's going to allow you to play the DLC, because there's some of the DLC, like the one where it's a fantasy, like a board game.
Escape from Dragon Keep, yeah.
I would love to play that in VR. So I'm down for that. But besides that, I haven't touched my VR in quite some time.
Well, apparently, Jordan, if you're looking for a reason to play the VR, it's Astrobot is it apparently. So
that's starring the Astrobot thing is just starring the little mascot from all the VR stuff, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's this. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's Astrobot. It's done by Japan Studio, so it should be halfway.
Sony's
decent,
Japan Studio.
Yeah. Japan Studio.
Is that what they reduced to at this point?
So, apparently, this is the highest rated VR game ever made. Apparently,
That's not really saying much.
that's true. That's a good point.
The back of the box says barely causes vomiting.
That's a good point. Let me see what it is right now on.
What's Sony doing with their Japan Studio?
It's currently rated a 90 on Metacritic, which is the highest. Yeah, that's the highest release game. I think that's higher than Spider-Man. That's higher than Call of Duty. That's higher than, I think, almost everything released this year other than God of War.
Yeah, but it's higher than that because there's only like 15 reviews from outlets who actually cover
is it
PlayStation
really?
VR releases.
Yeah, and it's all in for websites called vrrules.com.
Because they're comparing it to other VR games.
Yeah.
You know, they're comparing it to what we've got. Which is natural, right? When you're playing VR, you're not gonna say, "Oh, well, this is like, you're not gonna compare it to God of War. This is not God of War."
I mean, IGN gave it 100. Game Informer gave it a 90. XGN gave it a 92.
Wait. IGN gave it a perfect score?
IGN Japan. Yeah.
It has no water. They really like that.
100 out of 100. No way.
Driest game we've ever played.
I mean, even the user score is a 9 out of 10.
Well, yeah, because people are like, "Wow, I finally have a game to play on my VR."
we won't give we're not giving this game credit.
Hey man,
Nobody wants to give this game any credit.
Hey man, go get Wipeout VR. Wipeout VR is awesome.
Oh my gosh, we're so reluctant to give this game credit. It's probably a good game. It's probably a good game.
It probably is a good game. but-
Apparently, it's an action platformer style game. You know what? I'll play it this week, and next week I'll have impressions on it. Okay.
Yeah, why have I've been waiting for your impressions? You've been talking about where are your impressions at, John?
I had to finish Dragon Quest. I had to play Assassin's Creed, which actually Assassin's Creed better than I thought it would be.
It's not like you have a family to take care of. Come
Yeah, I
on,
know,
man,
right?
hurry up on it.
So and then of course all this Nintendo 64 leaking stuff. I was gonna possibly play it before we went on the podcast just so I could have it. And then I did Project Stream, the Google thing. I played that. Apparently I have that up until like January 15th or something crazy.
Where the hell is your video on that? I was like waiting.
What?
I was like, okay, cool.
Project Stream, I have it. It's the video's up.
Yeah.
Oh, you upload too much. You're like me.
I know, right? I was gonna upload like one video today, and then N64 stuff came out. I was like, I told you I had that N64. I had those pictures at like 5 a.m. this morning.
You should have hopped on it, man.
I was like, they sent me a message like, this is gonna blow up online. Mo, look at this. And it was a very nice person. A lot of people messaged me, and I saw it, and I was like, "Thank you." I was like,
nobody messaged me shit. I had to find it on the internet, and I was like,
This was from
talking about this.
G Canaris. So thank you, G Canaris. I did see it. I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe we'll check it out. But yeah, everyone started talking about it. I was like, oh, there you go. I guess I should have said something.
Yeah, I was scrolling through my sub feed. I was like, no one's talking about this. All right.
As I'm sure people like Nate and OJ and others can say, there a lot of messages get thrown to you on Twitter sometimes. So
Yeah, you get flooded.
yeah, you got to be careful. But yeah, that was making the rounds early this morning, and then it broke online, and now everyone's talking about it. So very quickly though, Project Stream, yeah, I have my video up for it, Sean. But I was very surprised on it. Latency's good. Visual quality is decent. If you move too much the camera on, it kind of looks like if a YouTube video starts buffering a little bit, or if you're watching a Netflix video and it like it's like in like this darkness and you can kind of see little squares at times. It's similar to that, but I was more surprised with the latency. The latency is actually good. So, and what was really cool is when you first started up, you hit play and there's no install time or anything. The game just starts right up.
I saw your Twitter. I think you posted a video on Twitter that showed that. I was very surprised at how quick it went into it. Have they said like, is that going to be like $60 or like how is that going to work? Like, do you buy individual games on it or?
That's the question, because my question is, are they going to charge a subscription fee or are they just going to collect licensing on every game, a piece every game they sell, and then they just provide the servers like for free as part of the service? That's the question there, because maybe they sell enough to people who use Google Chrome to make up for the cost of servers. So that's compelling though. If you just start up your browser and like it's like, oh, I could play Assassin's Creed, I could play the new Doom. I don't need to get a video card, build a computer, or buy an Xbox or PlayStation, or I can just click it and it plays. It's kind of interesting.
How do you? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say one of my fans, he recorded like 30 minutes of it and sent it to me on literally a low-end computer. He literally just installed OBS to record his screen, and it is crazy how smooth it is. Like, it blew his mind so much. He was like, man, if these things keep advancing like this and streaming stays this like reliable, like this is definitely gonna be the future. Like he was straight up saying like Xbox 2 and PS5, if they're streaming games this good, there's going to be a lot of casual people jumping onto streaming games.
But do you think? See, I'm kind of on the side of where I think, like, I want to ask Evan, what does the PC gaming community think of this? Because I feel like it'll impact that more, especially initially, than consoles and stuff like that. Because PC gamers, they don't even give a shit about actually having something to hold in your hand or whatever. They haven't cared about that in over a decade. So like, what does the PC community think of this and how it'll impact things in that respect?
Overall, I mean, it is helpful just because you can start buying cheaper stuff to be able to play the better games. It's not a big deal, but I mean, there's overarching problems to it. If everyone starts moving over to the streaming system, I love that it's low latency. I love all that. But if everyone's using it all at the same time, you can start getting overload. If you're playing certain games that require very specific, very accurate motions, and everyone's playing it all at the same time, you're going to start seeing slowdown. I mean, how was it? It was episode 1 of Star Wars dropped and the internet in Delaware slowed down. Like, it's when those situations occur that things get weird. And I mean, right now, how things are, it would be fine. But there are countries with caps for what type of information can go places. So we are also, with the streaming, limiting who's going to be doing it to countries. It can greatly affect, I guess, to a degree, commercial graphics card sales.
That's something I was getting at too.
Yeah, because if everyone's thinking like, oh, I can just buy this Chromebook and play games, then there's less people thinking I can't wait to buy the 20 series video card and then it's just less of a market. They start moving over to just selling to the people making the servers. We start seeing less on the market for creating like your own custom rigs, and it changes things negatively and positively. It's this weird shift that I don't think it's going to happen for at least tech-wise infrastructure. I mean, in this country, probably like 20 to 30 years before it will actually be good.
I was going with 2 decades. Yeah, it would be a little while. But the interesting thing is we've seen Google do it. Microsoft is actually set up better. It sounds crazy. Microsoft's actually set up better for this than Google is. So they're going to do their stuff apparently at the beginning of next year with xCloud. We'll talk about that in a few minutes now. But that's very compelling. I was just surprised at how well it runs, because last thing I remember doing was on live, and that felt really bad. PlayStation Now feels a lot worse than what Google's doing. I will say that. So Sony needs to work on that if they're going to be really doing it.
See, I remember on live, I had it. I thought it was cool because I literally had a $200 Walmart netbook that I was using, and I was like playing games on it, and like they were running like pretty decent.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who aren't really interested in streaming. They're worried that people are going to lose their dedicated consoles. You won't. Like, I don't think Sony or Nintendo would really embrace this as much as Microsoft is, just because Sony and Nintendo like trying to make money on their system, especially Nintendo. So I don't think we'd ever probably get to that point with them. But Microsoft, maybe. They already kind of don't care as much about their Xboxes selling, so maybe.
Yeah. Game Pass.
They don't care. They don't care. They want an ecosystem rather than a console. So.
Yeah, so in reality, it comes down to whether or not their ISPs for local areas decide they want to interact with this negatively, because the moment the rules change, Netflix has already been throttled by many ISPs.
That is a problem. That is a problem. Data caps, data throttling. There's a lot of stuff, outside forces that could affect this. And of course, we all need to have decent internet. So, that's kind of an issue. Comcast needs to stop being lazy about it. So... Yes. Actually, let me ask Jordan real quick what you've been up to this week, what you've been playing, and then we can move on to some of the topics we have here.
It's been a week mostly of Assassin's Creed. Aside from the few minutes before this where I tried a little bit of the new Call of Duty, I've been addicted to the new Assassin's Creed. Aside from all the dumb Ubisoft microtransactions and hey, boost the game for you because we designed parts of the game where it makes you want to spend money. It's the most polished Assassin's Creed yet. It's the most interesting story. I like where Origins and now this have gone, kind of fixing the staleness of the series, and it has me interested, since they're taking another gap off and not doing one next year, to see what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. I still think the future stuff needs to stop. Like I get that it's still a vessel into the old world, but at this point, just put us in the old world. We get the story. There's different parts where there was different assassins, except for this game, which is not even an assassin's game, which I'm not going to spoil what it is about, but you're a mercenary. It should be called Mercenaries Creed.
I was going to say, it's not even really assassins.
Yeah, like the assassins were established in Origins. That's where they first came about, and by the end of Origins, you're like, now the assassins aren't a thing. This game is like, you're just a mercenary. You can do what you want. I love that you have voice options. I love that you can literally have relations with almost any character you talk to if you talk to them right. You can find out more information just by talking. You can play this game without any icons and any waypoints, and you can just kind of discover it yourself and go on a real odyssey. I like the mythology behind it. I like the naval combat is very simplified, which I enjoy, where it's not too much but not too little, because I think with Assassin's Creed 4 the naval combat was great, but that makes it more of a pirate game, it felt like, than an Assassin's Creed game. This kind of has a good easy enough balance where you have your few button commands for the ship, and then everything else is just regular old I guess new age Assassin's Creed. I think the combat's solid. I like that every fight means something. It kind of feels like the powers are cool. The mercenary system, the cult hunting system, there's a lot of cool stuff in the game that give it that replay value, and I'm going to keep playing this game throughout all the other games right now, honestly. Like, I'd rather play it than Call of Duty. I'm just trying to give it a chance, but I keep thinking about Assassin's Creed. That's about it.
Okay.
Didn't they say that there's going to be the first big DLC is actually going to be basically Assassins? We're actually going to get to do some real Assassin stuff in the first DLC pack, which Seems really weird in Assassin's Creed game.
It's weird because like this game's a weird mix because like you can if you have that that Ubisoft club or whatever you're a part of when you log into the game, it gives you it's weird. This game like doesn't care about like that you're at 400 years even before the last game, so you're in like 400 some BCE, and it's like here's the Magi from Egypt from 400 years from now, and you can have them on your boat and work for you and fight people. So
Yeah.
the game doesn't care about like that little stuff. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with DLC. I'd rather them not try to incorporate too much different because I think the mercenary feel really gives it a new option of do whatever you want, say what you want to certain people. If you mess up on a mission and don't do it the way you would have been, the mission doesn't go, oh, you're desynced, you got to try again. It goes, oh, you messed this up and now you have to suffer the consequences. Either talk your way out of it, fight your way out of it, or do something else. And I think that's a cool RPG aspect to it, and it's really fun.
That was one of my favorite times. The first time I sort of screwed up a mission, and it was like, well, go tell the guy who hired you. And I went to go talk to him, and it was basically your options were like, tell him you screwed up or just kill him. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill him then. There's always like it warns you. There's like a little blade next to it. Like, do you want to choose this option? It leads to a fight. And it's like, yes. And so I just literally killed the guy. I was like, oh, I'll take that payment anyways.
One thing I'll say, it's like sometimes the dialogue options kind of trip you up, where it's like it seems such like a simple response. It's like, nah, just say you're cool, but then it turns into like a really aggressive, like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then you get like this argument, like, no, I was trying to keep the situation like calm. Now we hate each other. I'm like, it's like too aggressive. It doesn't give you enough hints on like what wording would be the best wording. So I've had a couple incidents with that. But
this is the last thing, and then we'll move on. Did you do the side quest where you can bang the chick for 12 hours?
Oh yeah.
Where he's like, please, can you help me? And you're like, oh yeah, I'll take care of her. And you walk in the house, and it shows like the sun setting and people like playing instruments outside and eating dinner. And then the sun goes down. It's like, all right, bye.
Yeah. I will say, like, you can choose between Alexios or Cassandra, which is a male or female to play as. I will say Cassandra has way better and more engaging voice acting. Alexios kind of seems too cartoonish for the time, like he's trying to overemphasize, and Cassandra feels pretty natural. And I've had a blast playing it so far. Is her, and I've taken up enough time on Assassin's Creed. But yeah, I like it.
You did say bang the chick for 12 hours,
Yes.
right?
You can bang a chick for 12 hours.
A guy literally
I cannot.
hires. I'm not even joking. It's this old man, and his wife is like younger, and it's like, please, she is wearing me out. They will die before she is satisfied. And it's like, and one of your options is, I'll take a crack at it, and you go over to the house with her.
So it is like the older God of Wars then in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. They did a lot of interesting things with this Assassin's Creed. I'm pleasantly surprised with how
this conversation actually works really well going into the first super chat here, where Joe is asking thoughts on Sony censoring Senran Kagura.
Yeah, I learned more information about that. So essentially what they're doing is they're censoring Senran Kagura, the Burst game. They're censoring the you guys know that Sean, you know about Shinobi Reflections, right? You played it, right? So it's essentially that type of mode that's inside of a game, and Sony's saying, nope, you can't have that mode, which is really interesting because Nintendo is allowing.
Yeah, Nintendo's allowing it.
Yeah, they're allowing that to be on their system. And Sony is saying, nope, we don't want that on our system, which apparently the game wouldn't have gotten an AO ratings because like somebody brought it up to my attention to what it was, but then I actually had to research it more. And now Sony's just flat out censoring it, which is causing a delay, and which is also causing the PC version to be delayed as well. They said slight delay, according to the publisher. They said
so
slight delay.
it would not have gotten an A rating, or it would have.
No, it would have been just a mature. It would have been just a mature because it's essentially the same mode. It's Shinobi Reflections, like that, the fondling or whatever. I don't know what the hell you want to call it.
Man, you straight up fondle the chick.
Yeah, fondling. I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it.
All they need to do, in my opinion, is be like, hi, I am a college girl. I am a 18-year-old college girl.
Yeah.
Let's talk in this classroom. Like, that's the only part that really threw me for a loop because it doesn't feel like it's a college chick. And I'm like, yo, I can't.
Yeah.
If you like this kind of stuff, cool, but
Chris Hansen's about to walk through your door.
Isn't that part of the problem is that the girls in this game are like 14, 15, and so that's why Sony doesn't want to
I
involve
don't think
it?
it's ever stated. Yeah,
it's never established. So it's not like there's no reason for them to do it outside of they just feel that they don't want. I mean, it wouldn't have gotten an AO rating because Reflections didn't get an AO rating, so it wouldn't have gotten one. I thought it would have, but then after kind of researching it, it wouldn't have gotten an AO rating. Sony's just removing it just because they don't. I mean, they feel maybe the same way that Sean was feeling it. Like this is really like maybe they're like it's just like the PR side of it. That's really all it is. There's nothing else outside of the PR side of it. That's it. So yeah.
Sony being a little worried there about what's on their shop. That's odd.
Exactly. Sony's being a little anal about it. You know, I mean, I don't think it'd be a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Sony's so big. They have so many different games that come out. Like it would have just been swept under the rug. But it's almost kind of like how Nintendo felt about like when Tokyo Mirage Sessions came out, you know, like they censored the dumbest thing, you know, like, and which is helpful.
They did that wasn't it with Bravely Default? They did that too. I think
they did censor. They slightly censored Bravely Default, the bikini, the Bravo bikini. They slightly censored that, which it wasn't. I mean, it was a bikini, but it still wasn't like a real bikini. And then they censored Tokyo Mirage Sessions. But then they did a better job going into this generation because now everything's not as much as censored. Because like I think like Mythra and Pyra would have been censored somewhat, you know.
Yeah.
Beforehand, and they weren't.
They changed. Yeah, something changed in Nintendo up top.
And Shinobi Reflections even being on the Switch in the first place is in America as well. Like that's something's definitely changed.
Like Jason was telling me about the game like before I did that video, and that's sort of how I got the idea for the video. I was like, well, you got all these weird games on there. You got the Electric Love games. And I was like, well, I could get that and then just play them and just sort of, you know, see what I think about them. And when I played that shit, I was like, wow, this is Nintendo in 2018. Oh, okay, you know, things that like some dude in the chat said, Howard Lincoln probably rolling over in his not dead, but rolling over in his bed with Night Trap.
Rolling over to play all the nudie games. He's like, oh yeah.
Finally, I've been wanting this for so long.
This is what I wanted.
I did see a lot of people annoyed on Twitter, and a lot of people just said they were going to get on Steam now.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. There you go. It's just Sony, you know, I guess just policing things a bit. So there you go. Wishbone. That's the one I read earlier, Sean, where they said the Spartan console will be at E3 2019.
It's not.
Oh, man. That'll be great if they do show up.
What? They gonna show up in the parking lot? Like,
yeah, I don't know, but they.
All right, boys and girls, come around. See
I don't know, Sean, but they know who we are. So if we go and they see us walking down the aisle, that'll be interesting to see.
They'll cover their booth with a blanket. Like, keep walking, boys.
It's a kid who lives in like the UK.
Oh man. Andre says Bumble Essence, Super Buck World, and Buck Bumble 2. So I guess that's for OJ after his Buck Bumble stream.
Oh yeah, shout outs to my boy Andre. He's the one who actually took care of most of the stuff there. And yeah, he was on with me with the live stream. Shout outs to my boy Andre. He's awesome. Amazing.
Gaming Overlord, we read that earlier about the different games that are coming up. Eric says Coach Essence, what's up?
That was the inside joke. What's it called? Who's this guy that you have on this Jordan Fringe guy? Called me coach. He said I look like a high school football coach.
Nice.
With my collared shirt. That was a little joke on our podcast.
Virel says, what was this stream about again? It's about a bunch of nerds talking about video games. Eric talked about Assassin's Creed. We actually did that. That was actually right before you started talking about it with Max Jordan. So perfect covered timing. That. Very good. Brian mentioned something here that I double checked, and it's very odd. It says Gadget Advisor randomly confirmed GTA 5 for Switch with no actual source. What are your thoughts? Keep up the good work. I know why Nate's laughing.
What was the comment? I was talking with the chat. I missed that.
A website called Gadget Advisor for some reason confirmed that GTA 5 is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, somebody actually messaged me about that on the Facebook page today, and I was like, what the hell? And he was like, yeah, I figured you would have known about this. And I was like,
Did you read the article?
I didn't, but I'm about to look now.
Oh man, it's bad.
Is it? Here, let's see. Here, I'm gonna Google this.
Confirmation.
I can read it here. It says, you may have heard rumors that Nintendo Switch will be one of the recipients of Grand Theft Auto's 5th installment, GTA 5, which a while ago there were rumors going around about that, like everywhere. And then it says directly underneath a title, confirmation from the CEO. It says, according to its CEO, Strauss Zelnick, they claim that so far as what they have put out on the Switch has succeeded. Thus, this is the main reason why GTA 5 will be coming to the console.
They spelled console wrong in the first
know.
paragraph. Where's the E?
Dude, the best part is, look, there's only one comment on the article, and it just says "source?" question
Who are
mark.
these people?
I don't know. I think it's just I don't know what this website is, but
It looks like it's just Stanley Brycey is like the only person who writes for it, and he just writes like random shit.
Yeah, it's just some.
I found that there are these certain websites that just algorithmically create fake articles. Like I one time I was googling will the show Firefly ever come back, and it was this article. It was like there's a lot of speculation and the cast is interested, and then I found that they wrote 70 other articles that said the exact same thing for other canceled shows.
Yeah, it's like it'd be like Christian gaming news, and every topic you could possibly Google would sit there like GTA 5 is on Switch, and then 2 days later, Switch is getting GTA 5, and then 3 days later, GTA 5 Switch, yes.
Wouldn't that be against their values, Christian gaming?
They're just reporting it. They're not going to play it.
No, it's just a guy named Christian who runs the site.
I will tell you, there's no actual confirmation of GTA 5 coming to the Switch right now. So
I don't know.
I love the picture that they have from the CEO. I wish you could show the picture.
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Where he's just standing there. He's just like this.
Hey guys, I'm a super billionaire. GTA 5 on Switch.
Yeah, you guys got the dude's like at an angle. It's like his head. I love how you did.
There's a picture under release date, and it looks just like someone's shitty YouTube thumbnail. It has the GTA 5 logo. It says PC release date on it. PC release date, and then it has like a big ass computer in the corner. Like, did you even try? Like,
I can't breathe.
Man, I spent 5 minutes on that.
Yeah, GTA 5 has some other things they have to work out before they go to the Switch. Yeah, so there's no, they didn't even link to anything yet. There's no.
Do you want to link that in chat? Chat's really curious because this is so awful.
I closed out. I actually X'd out of it.
Don't link that in.
Oh
chat.
yeah,
they'll get views.
Everybody's got an ad blocker.
Don't give that site hits.
For bad journalism. No.
I mean, we don't need the Falco of websites being.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh man.
There's a thing that I heard in the thing I made up. You know.
Philip says 20 years with a question mark. I'd say 10. Just compare Xbox Live 01 to 2011.
He's saying about you were saying like a decade or two for the streaming show.
I think 10 years. My theory is actually in the next 7 to 10 years we're going to see streaming consoles that are as good as like PlayStation 4 stuff.
You're going to see probably a streaming console maybe next year. So there you go.
Well, that one, yes, but I mean like
I'm speaking more to a quality where everyone.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like
there's more reliance on the ISPs than Microsoft to pull that off. So
yeah, like I want 4K. So when do we make that happen?
Are you trying to say Miss Scarlet is going to kill physical media?
Man.
That's another video. Someone's writing that article right now. Xbox Scarlet murders physical games.
Man. Maybe.
I already wrote it.
Yes.
Put my leaning picture in the article.
Joe,
just put your picture up there and said, "This is me. I'm Christian."
Joe asks, "Have any of you compared GeForce Now on the NVIDIA Shield to Project Stream?" I've actually not tried GeForce Now yet.
So in the Christian Gaming Network, and it's fucking Reggie with laser beam eyes.
What?
I heard you guys were talking about this.
There's a guy in the chat called Christian Gaming Network.
probably ditto.
Hi, Christian.
Oh man, that's great. That's awesome.
Summon Christian.
Evan, have you tried GeForce Now? I haven't tried GeForce Now at all. No, I haven't tried it, Joe. Maybe
no reason to.
That would be a fun that'd be a fun comparison. Maybe I'll look into that. I'm looking into doing that, Joe. We'll see. That'd be a cool comparison. Although the only game I can compare it with is Assassin's Creed, so I'd have to play Assassin's Creed on both of them then, right?
I mean, if you're aiming for like responsiveness, you just pick any kind of action game.
Sure, I guess. I'll say this: you're not going to play any fighting games on stream right now, so it's still not there yet. Someone actually did a comparison on. I'll have to see where that was. It was on a forum where they actually did a comparison between Project Stream and GeForce Now for like delay. And it was still like, I think it was still 90 or 100 millisecond delay. So it was still kind of high, but it's manageable for slower games. Donald says, would be nice if Nintendo made a Bravely Default 1 and 2 HD collection. I agree. That would be awesome.
That's on Square Enix. That's not on
that is on Square.
Just
do you think they'd ask Nintendo to help publish it?
Yeah, Nintendo could Square needs to want to do it in the first place.
Seems like easy money.
yeah. Yeah.
Master Tier says, could we see a Persona 5 Plus on Nintendo Switch?
No.
Don't think so. I think Persona 5 is going to stick with PlayStation. Persona 4, maybe.
Dude, I'd be okay with that.
Persona 4 Golden, maybe. I don't see Persona 5 leaving Sony. But Persona 4, maybe. But you never know. You never know. Game Awards are coming up. So let's jump into the N64 Classic leak. This hit the internet pretty fast and got a little crazy there for a little bit. But yes, everyone's talking right now about Classic Nintendo. And we've already talked about this quite a bit because it's pretty clear that it's happening. But now there are supposed images leaked out. And we don't know if it's completely real. But man, if it's not, somebody spent some time on these. Yeah, that's what I'll say. It's somebody spent some time. Let me actually pull this up. Here we go. So let me present that to everyone. There we go. And I should be able to keep that there. Hopefully that stays up. If it doesn't, I can maybe click it or something. So we have a couple images here. Here's the front there. That's probably the easiest one to fake is that one.
Yeah.
But when you get into like stuff like this, where it looks like they spent a lot of time working on that or rendering it or figuring out how to do that and fake it, that looks extremely convincing.
Mm-hmm.
Because and even like I said in my video, wink, wink, it has the exact same tongue as the SNES Classic does. Yeah. That gray tongue.
I also
pointed
out that those two gold pins there on either side are on the exact side and the exact spot.
Oh, aren't you a bastard?
I got a little depth. Yeah, I got depth in my video. I was looking at it all day though, because I had those images sent over and I was like, let me look. All right, so then these over here, all the markings here, CE, all this stuff, all of that's the same. Markings on the bottom are all the same. These little dots are all the same. They must have seriously looked over even the indent, which you can't really see in here, but if you lighten this up in which I did in GIMP, it'll actually, you can see these are the right indents there inside the ports.
Well, and also my thing is that this shell is so refined. Like Phil was saying that the first picture you showed is just a zoom in of an N64, but you can tell it's not because the upper part of that shell is sealed. It's like a fake memory card slot or the fake memory expansion port. So much about this shell, if it's fake, was 3D designed over a tremendous amount of time to be this smooth.
And then there was also an image here of the bottom, which has all the right markings. And actually, I had some people message me about the model number, which if you look at the top, it says CLV401. Apparently in Europe, the Super or the SNES Classic is CLV301. Specifically, someone from Australia sent me a message and said that's CLV301. So that's why this would be 401.
Does that say YOLO or Yodo?
Kyoto.
That says Kyoto.
Oh, I couldn't even see the K.
Yellow, bro. You only live Xbox once or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, same input. It's the exact same bottom as the SNES Classic.
Yes. It's missing the FCC information, but if this would have been something that were released in another part of the world or something, they wouldn't, I guess, need that. But it's interesting to see these renders be so detailed. Like this is where the serial number sticker is supposed to go. I was looking at that. I was like, that's like, it's all like matches up. So either somebody heavily studied and spent way too much time on a leak that probably won't get them a lot of, I don't know what they'd get out of this if they really spent that much time on it.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, it's kind of like, you know, I alluded to the NX controller reveal thing. And like, that was, you know, like the people who made the fake one where it was like the Stewie Griffin head and shit like that. That was like, you know, it was completely different because we didn't know anything about this. Like someone would have had to have spent a hell of a lot of time making this and then taking pictures of it just to be like, I fooled you, even though it looks exactly like it would have looked. Like there's no real element of surprise to do something like that.
But that's exactly why you would fake it.
That's a
You
good.
know an N64 Classic is coming. You know what an N64 looks like. So what's easier than to make a fake N64 Classic? And I mean, why is the tongue like 6 inches long? It doesn't need to stick out half a foot.
I think the reason they have that is because the controllers have to be vertical instead of horizontal, and that leaves more room there, so it might run into it. So basically, that entire front, the entire plastic part, has to be able to stick out far enough. Whereas the Super Nintendo one does stick out kind of far, basically just enough to get out of the way. Whereas this, I guess, because it's vertical, there has to be a little more clearance.
I mean, this thing. These images hit the internet 27 hours ago.
Yeah. That's why I said they've been around for a little while.
It took a day for anyone to catch on. And the guy who leaked them, all he had to say about where they came from is
a source, right? A source.
Yeah, it was a contact sent me who claims to have photographed a screen.
Yes.
So these are pictures of a computer screen of renders of the N64 Classic.
Yes.
Yeah, I am 100% buying that these are just fake renders.
Really?
That's fair.
I am optimistic. The only thing that looks fake is the tongue part of it, like you were saying. I think it's so easy to buy it because this is going to exist in some form soon. So it's sort of things where it's like, I guess it's easy to believe that this is real, even if this one's fake, because we're going to have a real version of this very shortly.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, regardless of this, if this is fake or real, we already know it's on the way. We've seen patents. We've seen all this other stuff about it. So it's happening sooner or later, you know?
I'm curious what would be different in the real one. Because this, I mean, this basically looks like what we would expect it to look like, right?
I mean, nothing, because we know what an N64
Yeah,
looks
that's what I mean.
It looks like an N64.
Well,
I guess this lip could be shorter.
Well, it could end up being totally different style where it opens up like a clam and the 4 ports are inside or something. Just talking design, because I think that they are going to run into a problem of having 4 ports on one system, having all the wiring in there for that. I do think that it's going to be very different in style. If this one's not real.
Let me ask you a question. One thing about this. Based on just Nintendo being Nintendo, we don't even really know if this thing has 4 controller ports.
No, it will.
I'm just saying. We said this stuff about Nintendo in the past before.
The only reason is 1,000,000% it's going to have Mario 64 on it. Or sorry, not Mario 64.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's going to be on it, and I guarantee you what they're going to do is it's going to come with 1 or 2 controllers, and then they're going to sell you the other 2 controllers for like $20.
Do you think? All right, here's the other question, because there's no controller in these pictures, these alleged pictures.
Right?
Is the controller going to look exactly the same, or is it going to be different?
I guarantee it's going to look exactly the same, but we're going to see third-party ones pop up pretty soon, I think, that actually have the other variations. That's what I bet on.
I think
like this.
It's going to look... It's going to be a weird case, because I think it's going to look the same, but I don't think the controllers will have rumble, because that would just make them kind of expensive.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. I mean, that was kind of an attachment anyway, you know? It was like, you got to get by Star Fox that came with the rumble pack. Those commercials were hilarious, by the way. Come back and watch those.
Think it's going to have the original Mario Party on it?
Yes. Mario Party 2. Mario Party 2. Mario Party 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's either 1 or 2.
It's got to be 2. It's got to be 2. The 2 was, I think, the best one out of the N64 ones. I like 2. It's gonna be interesting, man.
I want GoldenEye. That's my number 1, and I know that's the least likely because of all the copyright issues.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah,
more than anything, I want GoldenEye.
That would sell this system. That would win. It sounds crazy. That would win the Nintendo 64. The quote unquote. Let's just say they surprise announce it, and it comes out this year, and it's Sony versus Nintendo. If the 64 has GoldenEye, the PlayStation doesn't have a chance against it.
I think Chameleon Twist 1 and 2 need to be on there.
I love Chameleon Twist.
Oh man,
there's only games from my childhood that have I mean, aside from Croc, which gets no love, they should do something with Chameleon Twist. It's been too long, and I love those games too much for them to just sit in the past.
It had a fun mechanic with the tongue, and you would stick out your tongue and you would wrap it around something, and that's how you would get from spot to spot.
Look,
it's great.
The PlayStation Classic will win if it has Toomba on it. That's all that matters. Toomba.
I've been thinking a lot about this N64 Mini and this Classic and things, and I think at the end of the day, it really needs Buck Bumble. I think that's really what it needs for it to be a success, and that's all I'll say.
Oh, I like Battle Tanks Global Assault. Joshua. That's a good pick right there. That would be cool. Beetle Adventure Racing. Yep. See, we're already 2 in. There we go. Yeah, all the Nintendo first party games are going to be on there.
How many do you think they're going to put on there?
20.
20?
I think 20. Yeah, I think it's going to come in at $100 too.
That's my fear.
It's going to be 100.
So the real question I have for y'all is, would y'all be happier if it was like 15 games but $80, or do you not mind buying a $100 console as 20 games?
I'd rather have as many games in there as possible. For
plus 2 controllers. They're probably giving you 2 controllers.
I think it's going to be one. I think it's going to be 1 controller.
I
think it's going to be 1.
I think it's going to be 1.
I think it's going to be 2 controllers, and I do think they're going to try and hit $80. I'll bet on that. I think that they're going to try and do it as cheaply as possible, value wise.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good, Jordan. Go ahead, man.
Do you think that they're going to try and fast track this, like with all like this like stuff coming out now, and then obviously PlayStation about to launch their Classic, which better have Croc on it? Do you think that they're going to try to compete like at the same space during this holiday season and be like, put it out this holiday, get it out there at $80, and then try to one up PlayStation saying, oh, we have 20 games as well and 2 controllers and we're only 80?
No, and the main reason why is every single thing we're hearing is that Nintendo wants the Switch to fly off shelves this holiday. They don't want to put something to compete with themselves. They want the Switch to keep cranking it out. So I think that this will come out like early spring next year.
I mean, as dumb as it probably sounds, here's the N64 Classic. It will have Smash Brothers on it. Nintendo wants people interested in Smash to go out and buy a Switch with Smash Brothers Ultimate. They don't want them to buy a $80 N64 Classic to get their Switch fix.
Yeah,
their Smash fix. They want you to spend $350.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's a good point. They don't want to compete with themselves.
I mean, if I want drunk college kids to play Smash Brothers, I want you to buy a Switch with Ultimate. I don't want you to find it for $80 with the N64.
That's one of the reasons I think this might be at the earliest a spring release.
Do you think they'll put the original Smash on it?
Yes.
Oh, it has to. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm telling you guys, though, I think people are going to be disappointed. I think it's going to be $100 with 1 controller.
The thing I think we can all agree on is it's going to be 80% first party games. I think that's the main thing is they'll just fill it up with their own property. That way, whatever they sell it at, it's pure profit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They have enough games on the 60. They have enough games on the 64 to kind of put that lineup together, I think. No RPGs, though. That's the biggest issue.
Ogre Battle 64.
Which I said
Paper Mario.
That was the 2 videos I chose. 2 I put in my video, and I really want to see Mega Man 64.
Mega Man 64, I think would be there. Capcom would probably do. You don't like Mega Man 64?
No.
A lot of people don't. I really dig it.
I liked it. There's no load times.
It's clunky and silly, but that's why I like it. It's real fun.
You think they could work with Microsoft to get Banjo-Kazooie or Tooie on there?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God.
I think they can.
Perfect Dark's going to be on it, I feel.
Yeah, I think.
Well, at that point, GoldenEye would have to be on it, or else that's a service.
Or it'll be either or. It'll be either or.
I think Perfect Dark makes more sense because GoldenEye, you have to get movie licensing, you have to get tie-ins with the actors and shit like that. That just seems like a headache to me.
You're probably not getting Perfect Dark because Nintendo typically avoids M-rated games on these type of consoles.
That's a good point.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll spend the extra money on GoldenEye
because they gotta have one or the other.
Yeah, they need one crazy mainstream shooter for it. I think we'll get one or the other.
The other reason I don't think the N64 is going to be 80 is because they probably want that to be like their premium item. The Super Nintendo Classic's $20 more than the NES Classic.
The reason I don't think it'll be 100 is because I do think they want to do a Game Boy Classic at some point, and I think they'd be afraid of ever following up one of their systems with the cheaper one. Like once you go 100, you don't want to go back to releasing an $80 one because that's going to be the main talking point. So I think they're going to do this one at 80, and then the Game Boy Classic will also be 80.
Well, the Game Boy Classic better be loaded with like 50 games.
Well, I think the Game Boy Classic, there's a theory going around that's totally unsubstantiated, but I do believe it's going to be a Game Boy Advanced SP basically, and it's going to have Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance on one.
That'd be interesting.
Okay.
I'd pay 100 if it had like 100 games from Ian that has just combines Classic, Color, Advance, all that stuff. I'd easily.
I want Metal Gear on there, the Metal Gear Game Boy Advance game, and our Game Boy Color game, and I want Golden Sun.
Cool. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I don't think that. I guess Nintendo won't announce it this year. Then will they?
Could. if a November Direct, and then hey,
Yeah, that's true. They could
in January.
Yeah, I mean, if they have an November Direct, let's say they do, they could show up and say this is launching in April or even March, maybe if they want to try to get it out for the rest of their fiscal year, because that'd be a big bump.
I think I think they're going to show it, and then February or March.
Interesting. Okay. That would be cool. I'd be on board with that. Those controllers, I bet you'll be like $20 too.
Yep.
Separate controllers. Oh, what if they show up with like the whole rainbow, like all the different colors and everything for the controllers?
I want the orange. The orange is the only color I never had on the original N64. I want those.
That would be cool.
Dude, if they did all the colors, that would be insane. They should do like the Pikachu version, but have it exclusive to the Nintendo store in New York.
Yeah, and like have different colors at different retailers. Like Best Buy gets a
Target gets like a straight red one. Oh, I'd be all over that. Honestly,
this is why I'm sure that we're gonna get it soon. Is look how excited all of us are for the freaking controllers of the Nintendo 64. We're like, look at the colors.
That'd be cool though. I probably just have to get the old purple controller.
My old purple one still works, man. My N64 after 20-something years still works.
I have it in my desk right next to me, actually.
You have it in your desk?
Yeah, because I'm a crazy person.
Oh.
Let's see here. There's my pile of controllers. Oh, there's my standard. I don't know why I have all these Nintendo 64 controllers in my desk. I'm never going to play these.
Okay.
Although my memory card corrupted, but old N64 controller.
Why are we do this, OJ? Why do we have these?
Man, when the bumble calls, you answer.
When
the bumble calls, you answer.
When the bubble's buzzing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the PlayStation 5 because this was a hilarious news story that came out this week. Hilarious in how obvious it was, but you guys probably saw this like all over the place at one point this week where Yoshida said that at this point, what I can say is it's necessary to have a next generation hardware. And that was the front page for like every website.
Yeah. So stupid.
PS5 is coming. Okay.
PS5 confirmed.
Wow. Oh, they also, by the way, they also refused to name it the PS5. Like they have any originality when it comes to home console naming.
Right.
They're not going to name it the PlayStation 1.
I said that about the Xbox One though. They can't call it the Xbox. There's already an Xbox One.
Well, they did it, and PlayStation or Sony's just like, yeah, we're definitely not going to go down that rabbit hole.
I have a feeling it might be called the PS5.
No.
What?
Stick with me here. Yeah.
Too straightforward.
No, man, they could just bust out the PlayStation 720.
Oh man,
there you go.
No, they skip it. They just go straight to PlayStation 6. Like, we're already on the next one. We're that advanced.
Yeah. So this is really funny. A lot of people are saying don't expect anything revolutionary. Yeah, obviously. I mean, better visuals, yes. Probably VR technology built into the system, sure, but
a 4K Blu-ray player would be nice.
Dude, those disc drives are coming out soon.
Don't expect anything crazy from Sony, like a Blu-ray disc drive. I mean, come on now.
You might be surprised. Those disc drives those days might be numbered on those things.
We need a remake, a brand new remake from the ground up, Croc launch title, and everything will be good for PlayStation.
You know what's interesting is these companies will actually save some decent money that might be able to put in other things if those Blu-ray drives weren't in there.
But I need them in there.
Also, I don't think Microsoft can remove it because how do they do backwards compatibility?
That's a good point.
There you go. No, I don't think Sony will at least remove it next generation. It'll still be there. But yeah, it's not going to be anything crazy. I mean, it's just going to be another PlayStation with, more power and better visuals.
Yeah.
No, man, it's going to have a portable aspect to it, and it's going to have a
I did see a video on YouTube saying PlayStation 5 has a portable aspect on it.
Crazy idea. Stick with me here. It's portable PlayStation, right? We call it the PSP.
No, acronyms don't sell with the kids, man. It's got to have the longest name possible, like Fortnite.
The rumor right now is, I believe, 10 teraflops for it. So there you go. That should be 4K straight up.
It's a lot of teraflops.
It is.
It's a little under, but close enough.
While we're on the
12 teraflops, fine. It has to be a large enough jump from 1.84, I think was what the PS4 was originally, the original.
Between 10 and 12.
Yeah, 10 and 12 teraflops. There you go. It's gonna be a very strong system, yes.
I was going to say, while we're on the topic, because it's something a lot of people have been debating, like the Sony topic is, do you guys believe that they'll try another handheld? Because
No.
I fully believe that Sony, as suicidal as it is, will attempt some sort of, like, not Vita 2, but something. I think they're going to make another handheld at some point. I fully think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, are we talking about a dedicated handheld like
Yeah.
the Vita?
Yeah. I think that I don't know how cheap or how budget, but I think that at some point, like not in the next 2 years, but I do think in the next 5 years they're
Like a
gonna
companion piece, Dreamcast, dude.
maybe. I definitely know that they're working on something that's basically a streaming service to like Sony phones and Sony TVs. That type of stuff is in the works. But I think that they're going to try and make something along the lines of a Vita again. I fully believe that. As dumb as it would be, I still think that they can't resist. They want to have a foot in the handheld market.
Sony doesn't have the resources to commit to a dedicated handheld. They didn't.
They don't have the ability to make those games.
Sony can barely commit to the PlayStation VR. Their studios aren't big enough to say we have a handheld sector. We have a home console sector like Nintendo could. Sony is
That's what I'm trying to tie into with the whole streaming thing. So they just put out like a shell thingy, that you can use with your internet. Maybe in the future when the internet is much better, like Wi-Fi's and like the 5G networks and everything, and everything just kind of just blends like to where you can play PlayStation now. You can play your games streamed from your home console through the internet. I think that's what maybe he's kind of alluding to here. Maybe not a Vita, like a real dedicated system with games built for it, but something like a companion or a separate device that you can even download games to like your memory card or SD card in there or something.
It'll probably be made by their cell phone division. It'll probably just be a cell phone.
Maybe it'll just be another like a cell phone.
We do that. Sony Xperia or whatever.
Yeah, the Xperia Play. Yeah, and it was not.
But the technology wasn't there with the internet and everything at this point. So I think that's that. Is that what you're alluding to, Dreamcast guy? Maybe something in the future.
Well, I was loosely saying more the hardware side, but you're dead right. I heard tech people today. I was watching a big thing about OJ. You were mentioning the 5G. I've heard some tech people talk about 5G technology. Holy hell! Like, that is a new age.
Yeah, 5G is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and I think once 5G gets adopted and like comes out and is workable and affordable by people, streaming game service, like you are going to be seeing streaming. Some
phones coming out now are actually already compatible with 5G networks. They're just waiting for them to do it. Like I know Verizon's working on it. T-Mobile and Sprint partnered up to do it. And
T-Mobile, they bought my company that I was with. My other guy, I got away. They freaking bought the company that I'm. What am I with?
Metro PCS.
Yeah, Metro. I was like, what the hell?
Well, they're pushing 5G pretty hard, and 5G is going to be one of those. It's like if you compare console generations, it's going to be like that for cell phone networks. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, going from 3G to 4G LTE was a pretty big jump. So going to 5G is going to be ridiculous, and they're trying to like pretty much coat all of the US in that. So we'll see how that goes. But the day we get to where 5G is what Microsoft keeps talking about for xCloud. They say that's going to be what really is going to push it over. So if they can do that, I'll be in. That'll be interesting. Yes. So there's that. So I don't know if Sony really should do a handheld. I don't know. I don't think they really need to.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, they don't need to, and it wouldn't be smart. I definitely think that they're going to start trimming their outer stuff. They're going to cut their freaking laptop division is bleeding hundreds of millions of dollars. Their TV division isn't doing great. I think they're going to cut that stuff, keep their cameras. Their cameras make a lot of money, and I think they're going to reinvest that into R&D, hopefully in gaming.
The announcement about PlayStation 5 specs is coming later tonight on the Christian Gaming Network website. So be prepared, and it's going to be a huge story with no sources.
He's going to have read it from the Bible and be like, my dad, whose name is Chuck Bible, told me the Christian Gaming Network.
Evan, do you want to hit us with one of those Discord questions?
Yeah, we can cut into those.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pull that up because I know we had a couple long ones that were a little ridiculous. So
okay,
let's go with.
Sounds good.
Well, and I guess in the vein of streaming, Dumb Guy Gaming said, "What do you think about the possibility of gaming going to predominantly streaming to play games? What pros and cons?" So we pretty much covered most of that. Anyone else have anything to put in on that?
I like physical games.
Yeah, the physical game problem.
I do think that if one of the companies manages to get it down, I think that there will be people will like it in a different way. I think it'll be cheaper. I think it's say theoretically if Sony had a streaming service that was just called PlayStation, where you just had a PlayStation controller that streamed their games to your TV, I think it'd only be $20 a month. And so while you and I may hate it, I do think casual gamers would end up playing more games that they probably wouldn't have picked up.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, sorry, last thing I was saying, games like Persona 5 would find a bigger audience because people would try them.
Okay. It'll be interesting. I think it's cool because there's no barrier of entry. You don't have to buy a console, like a $300, $400
Didn't they do,
console.
like the whole TV thing, like to where I thought, like that's when I thought I was going to get into, like when it's built into your TV. You know,
it was for a while there. I don't know if it is anymore, but it was
like,
for a while there.
That's when I'll be fully like, if they get this whole Project Stream Google built into the TV, I'd be completely down for that. Like, hey, just play games straight from your TV. You got a controller. I'd be down for that.
Well, wasn't Amazon trying to do something like that at one point?
I thought PlayStation, like the Sony TV, wasn't like PS Now built into some TVs?
Yes, PS Now was built into a lot of TVs, and it only worked for older stuff. But I specifically remember cell phone videos of people streaming like PlayStation 2 games on TVs totally fine.
Well, get ready for xCloud because that'll probably be it. That'll probably get it there.
It sounds so epic. Like I feel like
I
they
know,
had a
right?
trailer be like xCloud.
Hey man, beginning of 2019, the beta's coming, and then we have the what you call it, XO 2018 coming next month. So everyone should watch that.
On RGT 85s, we live stream it.
Everyone should. I'm sorry. Everyone should probably watch that.
What are you hinting at there, buddy?
Nothing. Microsoft might actually announce something. There you go.
Ooh,
Ooh, inside information.
they're actually gonna. It's gonna be Scalebound 2. They're just skipping over the first skill.
Listen,
Skipping the first one.
Thieves, baby.
If I've learned anything, just skip something and move on to another number and confuse people.
Poor Scalebound. Didn't even get a chance to be born.
Nope.
What was the next Discord question?
Well, we got one from Rakuki, but it's about the possibility of a Sony handheld, which Dreamcast guy covered there. And then Dragon King brings up, how much would you pay for a new Nintendo Switch Pro or S?
Oh,
He's talking along the lines of if it's similar to the Xbox One, but hybrid.
ooh, like okay, so more powerful, like more in line of what like we see right now with like all the third-party games, like a Red Dead Redemption 2, those kind of games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it still
I would
portable?
pay. Yeah, it's still hybrid. Yeah. I would pay up to $450 for it.
I'd pay 4.
Yeah.
We all do this for like most of us for a living, so of
Yeah,
course we're gonna pay for it. You know, so I don't know. Maybe we should. Who doesn't do it for?
It's got to be. I think if you go into retail stores with it, it's got to be $399. It can't be higher than that.
Yeah.
Most
if you
people
go
aren't
to
gonna pay
retail
$400 for that. Like the cat, like most people they're gonna say like price, like nope, and they're just gonna buy the.
Here's how you sell it. Here's how you
This
sell
guy said he'd
it.
buy it for 500 just to throw it out there.
You put Fortnite on the front. Okay, and it's $399.9. Then people are just thinking they're buying Fortnite. They're not even buying.
I had that.
the system.
Just face on there while you're at it. Just go ahead and do that.
You know what? I cannot believe, to be honest, that none of these companies have done that yet. Like Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony. I bet you if they've reached out to them, putting him on the front of a box like that, like it's a Wii's box, makes an obscene amount of sense.
Nintendo did that with Fortnite. They had the Fortnite consoles out there.
No, but they
Oh
didn't
no, I
put
mean like
Ninja's face.
put Ninja, like actually go get Ninja. And be like,
yeah.
just putting you on the front.
Then it runs into the problem that they can't have a female on the box with Ninja because he can't be on stream anymore.
He'd get in trouble with his wife. Yeah, I'll be honest. The only issue I ever bought of ESPN magazine was the Ninja issue.
He had an issue?
Yeah,
There's
they-
a lot
they-
of issues I heard.
They did it. No, they did an entire cover. It's the first time an esports person's been on the ESPN cover. But yeah, they did a huge like 10-page thing just about like esports and Ninja specifically. It was like a huge deal.
It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was cool. I read it as well. It's good stuff.
If people are saying it's bad, they're probably just jealous or annoyed.
Jealousy runs deep in the
To be
esports
honest,
community.
I think it's a good thing. It's a great thing. So
There's a
good
lot
for
of
him.
jealousy in Ninja.
good for him. It's good. Yeah. So I would personally pay up to 500 just because I would have to get it anyway. But I think casual people would probably spend no more than 4.
Yeah, we don't really count, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I'd pay whatever.
Because like casuals aren't buying PS4 Pro.
I bought an
and
Xbox One X
X.
before I had a 4K TV, so my opinion doesn't matter. in this
Casuals aren't
situation.
buying PS4 Pro though. Like they're not like buying it in droves. They're buying just regular PS4s.
Yeah,
So
because
I
the
mean,
price.
yeah. So I don't know if this. I don't think a Switch Pro would like gather a bunch of people or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about what's the next Discord question, Evan?
This one's the long one. It's from Level Up Spuds. He kind of went off for a little bit. There's really no way to boil this down. He specifically says, what's your top 3 favorite gaming releases for the current generation of console, which he includes the Xbox One, PS4, Wii U, Switch, and 3DS. And I think he wants top 3 for each, but let's just, no.
Wow,
Let's just do,
Yeah.
let's just do top 3, I guess, for the overall current systems, and it's just across everything, I guess, at that point.
Wow.
Top 3 games?
And then maybe top it off by thinking about maybe your favorite first, third, and indie game.
Jesus.
From
That's like 18 options per person.
Yeah. Each person spend the next 2 hours talking about how much you love each console.
Let me tell you about Croc.
Spider-Man, Super Mario Odyssey, Doom, whatever platform. I don't care. There's 3.
I'm gonna put random. So I've actually done 3 separate videos of my top 10 favorite PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. So if you want to watch those, they're all very popular videos. I'm sure if you search them. But I'd say that I think Breath of the Wild is probably the game I like most on Switch. I've gone back through it again recently, and I think it's the most marvelous to me. And for PS4, I definitely gotta go Bloodborne.
Ooh, Bloodborne. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll go Breath of the Wild as well. I was thinking about between that or Odyssey, but I'll go Breath of the Wild. And then I'll go God of War, I think, on PS4. I need one more still. What has Xbox done?
Is that a whole pizza?
That's a good question.
Okay,
It was.
Sean, that's a whole and also that's a big ass plate. Is that your plate pizza? My God.
Yeah, like I cooked the DiGiorno and then I put it on this plate.
That's the DiGiorno plate.
Just straight eating it side.
You just
doing
eat
it like an apple.
Giorno pizza.
My boy Tetsumo is doing the Birdman right now. He's this is completely set up for him.
Is that stuffed crust?
No, it's standard.
Oh man, you didn't spring for the stuffed crust.
I got it at CVS. I didn't feel like going to the
You can walk to CVS, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Come on, if you're gonna buy a frozen pizza from CVS, at least get Red Baron.
Hey,
Yep.
can we just acknowledge? Can we just acknowledge for a second that man definitely cooked this during the podcast? He like walked away in the middle of a topic, preheated him. Oh, it was already cooked.
No, I cooked it before when I was playing Spider-Man.
Okay, because it looked fresh. That's why I thought you were just in the middle of being like, "This is an interesting topic." Let me just
I've
pour
never.
50.
Do you not have a pizza cutter, my boy?
What do I need it for? No one's gonna eat it but me.
John,
You
never
gotta have
unfocus
slices,
this.
though. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, man.
it's all one slice.
Sean, I gotta give you credit, man. You're living the bachelor life, man.
It's a good life.
I gotta give you
You buy a
credit, dude.
pizza cutter. That's the bad. I mean, I'm living the bachelor life too, but man, I got a pizza cutter at home. I got a pizza cutter.
You're drinking a gallon of water out of the jug. You got a whole pizza in your hand.
He's carbo loaded.
This is some wild man shit.
This motherfucker probably washes 1 fork a week because he just doesn't eat anything with silverware. It's just like,
You're right. Well, spoons are a little different because like I like ice cream and cereal and stuff, so you gotta wash the spoon. But like forks and stuff,
Squeeze
man.
the box until it comes out and just eat it.
Real talk, at my last house, I had no silverware. I would just eat whatever, and like I had one plastic spoon. And when I moved into this place, my mom was like, "Do you have silverware?" And I was like, "Nah." And so she bought me some silverware because she knew that I wouldn't buy myself any. And like,
Not knowing that you had no idea how to use them. All right.
Where'd you buy silverware at?
I think she got it off Amazon.
I just never like found like I like.
You can go to buy at Walmart if you want. They have silverware there.
I'm just saying,
Not looking, I guess.
when RGT eventually writes a book, it's going to be called 1 Million Subscribers and 1 Fork.
This is awesome. All right, good. What did we have? What were we even talking about before that happened?
Top 3 modern.
Oh, right.
across
I was
consoles.
trying to figure out if Xbox had done anything that was worth putting them on the list for.
No.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Sunset Overdrive.
No, see, I want to say Forza Horizon 4, but that's a racing game. I have a hard time putting racing games on, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Gears 4.
see, I was not into Gears. I'm not really into Gears. I'm more into Halo, and Halo 5 was a disappointment.
Oh, God, no, that's more than a disappointment.
Franchise with that game.
Cuphead.
Cuphead. I'm gonna go Cuphead. Yes, I like Cuphead a lot. I think that was actually one of the best looking games last year. So I'm gonna go Cuphead.
Stylized.
I'm gonna go Cuphead. We're good.
Cool.
Is everyone else thinking about their games or
Breath of the
Fine,
Wild
alright.
and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torn of the Golden Country, Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn.
you're going with Horizon Zero Dawn? Didn't you just
Yeah.
open that out of the plastic the other day?
And I've been playing. It's good.
Really? You like? Oh
Very good,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. That
It's
thing's
good.
been sitting there sealed this whole time.
It has, but I opened it up, started playing on my. I streamed it, and I also started playing on my own as well. It's the first PlayStation game after I'm done streaming that I've said I want to play some more. That's the first one. Every single time I'm like, turn it off, never turn it back on, or might turn it back on later. But that was the first one where I actually continued playing more after I was done streaming. So Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one. And yeah, Zelda, Xenoblade, and Xbox is. I'm gonna say Twitch. Twitch is that. I'm just going to say
Oh
Twitch.
man.
You get achievements.
It is an app on the current console, so
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and say Twitch for the Xbox. Good stuff.
Man. What about Nate? You got anything there? Even just throw at least a game out there, one game, doesn't matter. I know that was one of those questions that sprung on us, and we're like, oh, let me go back through.
I'll just say Breath of the Wild. What the hell's out on the PS4?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I haven't played that.
Doom.
Doom. Yeah, let's say Doom. And for the Xbox One, I'm gonna go with Rise because everyone hated that game at launch and I liked it.
Oh, that's an awesome PC game, actually.
Do you know I literally owned 3 copies of Doom? I own it on the PS4.
Uh-huh.
I have a digital copy that I got as a review code, and I also have a physical copy on the Switch.
You know what? I'm gonna change one of my answers. Fuck Rise. I'm gonna say Ori because
Oh,
Ori is an amazing game.
Wait, Sean, you have Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
have
I
it on
can get
you have
Doom on
Xbox?
there, too.
Yeah, you have it on all the systems.
I do have you beat. I have like I'm not even exaggerating. I own 10 different copies of Shinmu.
It's on sale right now on Amazon. I might pick it up because
You
I
should.
just got a review copy.
You should, yeah. I mean, obviously, I got the review copy, so I have it digitally, and then I have the physical copy in every region, and then also I own all the original Dreamcast versions in every region.
Man, I hope Doom comes out in April. I hope that's slated for earlier this year coming up.
I think it's too soon.
Man, I hope it is. When did the first Doom come out? Like when it first launched?
May 13th.
Yeah, there you go. I was saying we can make it in May. That's fine. I'm ready to play Doom Eternal. Is that all our Discord questions, Evan?
yeah, it covers everything.
All right. We're good
Can
there.
I point out that there's a guy in chat whose name is Cody who's been screaming that he wants us to call him a pimp the entire freaking episode, and then he started calling himself a pimp for the last like 30 minutes. Cody, you're not a pimp. Whatever you're doing, stop. What the
I
hell?
asked him his credentials. I said, "Bro, give me some credentials and I'll do it." And he couldn't give me any credentials. He told me to come to Lancaster and he hooked me up with his finest chicks. But
Nobody wants to go to Lancaster. No.
Yeah. I need to see some proof, Cody.
Yeah.
Any man who's gonna call himself a pimp is no true pimp.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So to say, like, Cat Williams never calls himself a pimp because he's an actual pimp. So he's like, I don't know
Miss
what you're talking about.
Click is a pimp.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. Legally, she is. Yes.
Not just a one, the one, according
The
to
one,
that.
yeah. Actually, she time traveled and invented. She was the first pimp.
The OG pimp.
Yeah, she's a timeless being.
Wow.
Let me go through some of these super chats here. Death Wish asks, why does Sean hate Solomon's Key?
Okay, here's the thing about Solomon's Key.
Oh,
nobody on the internet gave 2 shits about Solomon's Key until RGT makes a video showcasing the new NES games for the online thing, and he said something like, "I don't really like Solomon's Key. I think this game shouldn't have been on here. They should have added something else." Show me a list on the internet that anywhere. Show me a top 10, top 20, top 30 list where it says Solomon's Key is an NES game that we all need to play and we all need to talk about. Nobody cares about Solomon's Key. Nobody cares.
Check Christian Gaming Network. That'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, I think it's like their greatest game of all time. So.
It is. I think it said that Jesus loved that game.
Like, I
He was
saw
the
someone
bagger
in the
at the
chat.
action
It's not a commandment.
Solomon's Key.
It's a game that, I think everyone owns it that collects NES stuff, and it's like, oh, I have Solomon's Key. I'll never play this. There it sits on my shelf. Like, I don't know, man.
What'd you think of that Zelda Special Edition?
That's weird. It was weird because it had no startup screen. That was probably the strangest.
Oh yeah, you're
So-
right.
It was like, hey, you're in the game. It's like, okay.
Somebody said it seems like it's just a ROM with an automatic save state where it just drops you in there with a couple items and the rupee's already done. They literally just created a save state as a separate game.
Yeah,
100%.
they changed some of the stuff around though. In the like the old man's not there in the beginning. He's just gone. Like none of that's there. And then I thought there were a few other caves that were a little like people have been removed from them. But yeah, it's basically they just gave you a bunch of really powerful stuff in the beginning.
Wow,
So-
the game played itself for you. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and then
that
what was really funny is if you go back and read some of those articles, it's really funny. They were like, yeah, but when you beat the game, you can go do there's a whole another thing after that called the second quest.
Yeah.
It's like that's always been like that.
Yeah, welcome to 85.
I was like, wait a minute, did you just beat Zelda now for the first time with the extra stuff now? Yeah, it's really funny reading some of those articles that thought that was new. Thought that was funny. That was why does Sean hate Solomon's Key? And then Donald asks, were there any canceled games near completion they can add to the N64 Classic? Yes, Earthbound 64. I don't know. Was there anything else that was canceled on the 64?
Not the port was canceled. They were going to bring the rumors that they were going to bring Sin and Punishment to America, and at the last minute they canceled it. But it has a full translation completed and everything. So I mean, everybody thinks it. I think we're going to get when they come out the N64 Classic Edition to have one game you've never seen before. We're definitely going to get. Sin and
We
Punishment.
did see it. It was on the Wii version.
On the Wii U, yeah. But I'm saying like it'll be like the first time we're like play it with an Nintendo 64 controller.
It'd be cool if they moved like Animal Forest over.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
It'd be interesting. What were you gonna say, Sean?
No, I was gonna say Sin and Punishment definitely needs to be on there. It's such a good game.
It is,
It
yeah.
doesn't get enough credit. You know, the Wii version too that came out, but yeah, it definitely needs to be on there.
Yeah, finish Earthbound and put it on there. That'll sell some systems. Actually, no, they won't release Mother 3, so why would they release that?
Oh God. Somebody put a picture of me with the pizza on Twitter.
Oh, really? That didn't take long at all, man. That was quick.
It didn't take long.
Whole pizza. You're
Now-
the pizza guy.
Now someone needs to Photoshop us. You have crazy googly eyes.
It's great just because you didn't cut it, so you're just holding this massive pizza and just biting it.
I don't
It-
got nothing, man.
It got me because it was the size of the plate. It just said desperation.
He bought that plate specifically.
You
for
should, what
that
you should have
pizza.
done, Sean, was fold it over and try to eat it like that.
It's cold though, so
The
you
pizza
can't really
Just
you can't
crack
really-
it, bro.
Sean, you didn't get any of those cauliflower pizzas yet?
No, man.
Oh man.
Is that Oprah shit?
What? No, it's it's called like cauliflower pizza. You can buy it at like it's instead of like frozen stuff. It's instead of bread, it's like cauliflower. It's actually pretty good.
I've
Well,
had it, yeah.
Oprah does have a cauliflower pizza that's
Yeah.
out though.
I hate
OJ knows what I'm talking about.
I hate like making it, but like you can just buy it frozen. And it's so much better than having to do all that. And it tastes the same.
I wish that really said on the box. It's that Oprah shit.
Now this is some. I look at the company. Who does it? It's some like it's called like Cala Power or something like that.
Oh God.
It's good though. It's good.
Before we turn this into an ad for that, you want to tie it up?
What with what?
We're still streaming.
Yeah, I have. Well, there's still 2 more super chats here.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII Remake would be a PS5 launch game. That's from Gaming Overlord. Yeah, probably. Well, let's get 2 years into the PS5 and then it'll come out. We haven't seen anything about that game for a long time, so I think there's some problems right now with that game. I think they had to start over, to be honest.
Like 5 times.
Just to be straight up, I think when they let Cyber Connect, I think when they got let go, I think they started over.
The Final Fantasy community has really turned against CyberConnect 2 in the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Like they pretty much blame all the delays on them now.
Blame Square Enix.
Yeah,
Why
it's
in the
bad
first
management.
place?
Yeah, it's bad
Yeah,
management. straight up.
I agree with you, OJ, that I think it's literally not watching it close enough or something. Like they dropped the ball, not CyberConnect 2, but
Yeah.
Katana Riku just says hi with $2.
Sup?
Hi, Katana. Wishbone says Afro Man is the OG.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's maybe Jordan. Jordan kind of has a fro, right? I don't know.
Okay.
Not really. Not anymore.
Sakon 10 says I want Stadium 1 and 2 with 3DS connectivity.
It's not gonna happen.
That's my dream. It can't be done, but that's my dream.
It's not possible.
That'd be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that'd be something they'd be able to do, but that'd be cool. And that's all for the super chats. Yes, that is everything. I think we got everything there. Did the Call of Duty stuff. Anything else, guys, want to talk about before we finish up here?
I'm gonna hype up. I'm really excited. Monday morning.
Oh, wait, hold on. I missed one here from Andre saying they just need only Buck Bumble on the N64.
I agree.
20 copies of Buck Bumble.
I agree.
Yeah. So someone in my comment section said, like, Dreamcast guy, you like to smash consoles. You gonna review the Nintendo 64 and smash it? Well, let me say right here, if it's just 20 copies of Buck Bumble, I will review the N64 and then smash it.
It's a great game.
Yeah, but that's it for Spawncast episode 80 now. Let me go around here, starting with Sean and his very large pizza. Sean, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on the interwebs as RGT85. Very close to 140,000 subscribers. Also doing a $100 eShop gift card giveaway. eShop card giveaway. I just put it in the chat. Be sure to enter that. As far as what's coming up this week, ideally, if I stay up late enough, I can formulate a video on Black Ops 4 for tomorrow. We have nice. Sinner, Sacrifice, or whatever the hell the subtitle is, sometime this week. Starlink also drops this week, so I'll be doing something with that. Doesn't Dark Souls come out the 19th?
Yeah,
which is Friday, so probably doing something with that. So it's gonna be a very busy week, but a good week. So yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And then let me go over to Jordan because he jumped in at the last minute to fill in a spot for Rax. Where can they find you, Jordan?
You can find me YouTube, Jordan Fringe. I make content on not as much Spyro stuff anymore, focusing on 90s and early 2000s stuff that are weird and cool and fun. And that's about it.
Spyro is coming up though, man. You got to be getting excited for that.
Yeah, I just want the game to be out already so I can leave this chapter of my life behind, just play Spyro like I've been wanting to all year.
You're gonna be doing some content when it comes out, right?
I'll be streaming it. I mean, I'll owe a review of it, and yeah, I mean, I'll probably just end up streaming that for the rest of my life. I don't need to stream any other game.
Nice. All right. Very good. Very good. And then Max, where can they find you, man?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. On Monday, I have a big review coming out all about Starlink. And then Tuesday, I have my video about Sinner, Sacrifice for Redemption. And I feel like both these are going to be really good videos because both these are games that are very different than I feel like the trailers sold you on. So I got a lot to say about both those. Cool. And then I have something special coming out Friday, definitely.
Yeah, I'll check out Starlink. I'm picking up Starlink when it comes out Tuesday, so I'll check out your review as well. But excited to check that one out. And then OJ, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, just right here on YouTube, of course. Player Essence, also on Twitter. I do want to announce, I know Andre was here, my boy. This is the first time I said, but we are going to be giving away Nintendo Switch, me and my boy Andre. So I'm going to link the channel. You guys can check it out if you want to. Subscribe, and we're giving away Nintendo Switch. It'll be given away on November 9th. So you have until then to subscribe in a live stream. So shout outs to Andre. He's been in here the whole night. So me and Andre, we're giving away a Nintendo Switch to the community. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check out the channel. I do RPG, Nintendo gaming stuff, Buck Bumble.
Sierra Herb with $10 says, thanks for the stream, everybody. It was a lovely one. Thank
Sierra's
you, Sierra.
awesome, by the way. Sierra, she's really nice. She comes to my streams as well. So shout out.
I had a lot of fun tonight, actually. Despite there not being a ton of news this past week, still had a lot of fun.
People in the chat were saying this is our best episode ever. I definitely think we had the best laughs. It was a good one.
And then Nate, where can they find you, man? You managed to keep that expression the entire time. It's pretty impressive. Where can they find you?
I'm a hell of a ventriloquist, aren't I?
Where can they find you, man?
They can find me at Direct Feed Games on Twitter. From there, you can find my YouTube channel where I do direct feed footage of all upcoming or recently released games. Also do comparisons of Switch games. Like this week, I'll have a comparison of Sinner on Switch, docked, undocked, and compare that to the PS4 footage that was very kindly provided by Dreamcast Guy.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And, I guess that's basically it. If you want direct feed footage without commentary, I'm the channel to go to.
You're getting close to that 10,000 sub mark, right?
Yeah, almost there, about 1,300 shy.
Nice. Yeah, because when you start getting there, you can start looking to Nintendo for like their ambassadorships. That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see you do that, so you can do more of your comparisons earlier and everything.
You
Yeah,
don't forget
hopefully.
it. Community. Do you have a community tab yet on your YouTube?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you'll get one once you hit 10.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Getting there, man. Getting there. Cool. And then Evan is on Twitter.
Yep. Kimmerix Project. I'm just finishing up some artwork there through Twitch. I just announce everything up there if you want to
Are you
check
streaming?
it out.
You gonna be streaming some COD on Twitch also? Some blops?
That is the plan once I start getting more time. This week's going to be pretty heavy on video recording, though, because I actually have a lot of free time and I want to get all that out of the way.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it'll be nice.
Yes, so maybe Evan will do some, I don't know, maybe he'll do some video on Call of Duty on PC or something. Haven't even actually seen any footage of that on PC. I'm sure it looks much better than the PS4 version. But...
It does, but I'm not running it at that full quality. I have the competitive setup for it.
High frame rate.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. And I guess that's going to do it here for episode 80. It was a lot of fun, actually, tonight. And we'll be back, of course, next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. See if anything happens this week. I think some stuff will, so it'll be exciting. And cool. All right, guys, we'll see you next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you then.